Tutorial and Academic Learning Center. Are you ready? We would like to thank everyone for being with us this afternoon as we discuss several career options that you will be having as grade 12 students or incoming grade 12 students. So thank you so much for giving time to attend this webinar as we discuss your options for your career or for the path that you will take for the next years or for the years to come. Tala Tutorial and Academic Learning Center is not just focused on giving the best academically to students, but also to be a start of inspiration to other students, especially to those who can't afford or who are having struggles in terms or financially speaking. Okay, so I just would like to mention that Tala is giving 100% scholar to one of you who will be writing or who will be giving your name, who will be giving your school, and then your general average together with the reason why you are deserving to be the winner of the Tala Scholarship. Again, to do that, you are not to message Tala, but you are to message privately, again, privately, the virtual assistant. Kindly look for the virtual assistant. Do not look for Tala. Please send the message or these details to the virtual assistant. To start with this afternoon's affair, handa ka na bang lumipad patungo sa iyong destinasyon? Let us have our first speaker. Our first speaker is a graduate of UPLB, PS Biology, major in ecology. Currently taking his master's degree in environmental science. He is working in the education sector since 2014 as a module developer, teacher, tutor, book writer, and e-learning specialist. Let us all welcome our first guest speaker this afternoon, Mr. John Paulo S. Quitoriano. Sir John Paulo?
Hello po, hello. Okay.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. Pwede po bang i-allow ako mag-screen share?
Yes. I'm sorry for that. So I'm making you as a co-host now. What name, sir?
Yung pong Kits Quitoriano.
Okay. There you go.
And again, good afternoon po. Okay, I am Kits. I am John Paulo S. Quitoriano. You can call me Kits. So ito yung aking discussion ay parang introduction lang no, ng lahat ng mangyayari ngayon. Just parang disclaimer lang ng konti. Yung mga topics natin for today, no, hindi namin kaya syempre i-tackle lahat ng mga careers, tapos din yung pasukan. Hindi namin kaya i-discuss lahat ng courses. Pero as much as possible, no, we will try to discuss yung kaya naming masabi sa inyo. Tapos later on, magkakaroon niya tayo ng open forum. If you have questions, then doon na natin i-singit, no? Or itanong later on, okay? So ito muna yung pangunahin nating i-discuss for today. Okay? Handa ka na bang lumipad papunta sa iyong destinasyon? Okay, so some of you, most of you I think ay grade 12 students na, no? Kung hindi lahat. Grade 12, yung iba ay magkaklase, yung iba magkaklase pa lang. Okay, so and lahat tayo ay mag-a-apply na ng college, mag-a-apply na ng mga college entrance test, o mag-a-apply na sa mga iba't ibang colleges, no? Ngayong taon. Okay, so pero ang question is, ready ka na ba? Yun yung usual na question kung ready ka na. Okay? So let's continue. So saan daw ako pupunta? Ito usual na kwento, ito yung usual na tanong natin ng mga grade 12 students. So nung panahon namin, kasi hindi naman kami naabutan ng K-12, ito yung usual na tanong natin kapag, wait lang, may tatanggalin lang ako. Okay. So, ito yung usual na tanong natin, saan ba tayo pupunta? Meron akong group na member ako, yung UPCAT, asset, deacon, whatever, yung mga grupo ng mga nagtitake ng entrance test. And most of them, may maraming reklamo. Like, for example, ABM, ang strand na gusto niya, ay ABM ang strand niya, tapos ang course pala na gusto niya ay walang kilalaman sa ABM, something like that. So, marami tayong questions, marami tayong confusion. So, I'll try to help you kung paano ba hanapin yung tamang destination natin. At ano ba yung mga dapat nating isipin o tanongin sa sarili natin o ano dapat yung hindi natin isipin o ano ba yung mga normal na talagang nangyayari. Kasi yung iba nag-overthink, ang raming iniisip, no? So, malaking problema talaga ito ng karamihan. Okay? Isa-isayin natin. So, ano ba dapat gawin para malaman kung ano dapat ang kuning course, ano ang kuning kolehiyo, ano ang kuning career. Okay? So, alam naman natin na life is continuous, no? Wala nang pahinga. Actually, totoo lang, no? Ang pinakamahaba na nating pahinga ay nung bata tayo. Simula nang tumuntong ka sa paaralan hanggang sa mamatay na tayo, diretso na itong ganap na to, no? So, we need to choose kung anong gagawin natin in the future. Okay? So, ano ba dapat na flow? Ito yung aking ideal lang, no? Ideal lang siya na flow ng mga tanong o ng mga dapat nating gawin. Okay? Para magka-idea tayo. Okay? Una, ano bang gusto kong career? Okay? Ano bang gusto mong career? May mga naman tayo ito, may mga point natin na kailangan tandaan. Pag sinabing career, hindi naman exactly isa lang, no? Marami naman sa atin, maraming Pilipino or maraming tao ang maraming careers, no? Na pwedeng pinagsasabay. Halimbawa, si Marvin Agustino, di ba? Napaka-showbiz. Si Marvin Agustin ay isang actor. Isang actor. At the same time, businessman din siya. So, dalawa yung kanyang career. Okay? Yung dalawa ang kanyang career. For example, ako, ang gusto kong career ay environmental scientist at saka isang educator. So, yun yung gusto kong career. Yung iba siguro hindi pa malaman no, kung ano yung gusto nilang career. Okay? Pero at least kahit may idea man lang sana kayo or may choices. Okay? Kaya pwede siyang malawak. For example, I want to be a scientist. Okay na yun. Kaysa naman sa wala. Okay? Something like that. So, just a display, I just point din no, sa mga nakikinig na estudyante, ang career natin ay pwedeng magbago-bago. Okay? Makikita natin yan later on. No? Next naman, kung meron kang gusto kayo, halimbawa gusto mo maging isang medical doctor, syempre kailangan mo pumili ng isang course or ng isang kurso or degree program na angkop dito. Okay, for example, gusto mo maging isang civil engineer, syempre hindi ka pwedeng mag-take ng nursing. Something like that's obvious. O kung gusto mo maging isang artist, it would be better if you take fine arts. If you want to be a writer, it would be better kung kukunin mong course ay, let's say, communication arts. O gusto mo maging technical writer, let's say, developmental communication or mass communication, something like that. And ito yung discuss namin later on. We have two speakers. Okay, at ako ulit mamaya, no? Ito yung mga pwede namin i-discuss later on. Kung gusto mo magkaroon ng career sa health sector or sa engineering or sa life sciences, ano ba yung mga pwedeng i-take na course? Okay? Okay, yeah. So next naman, kung meron kang course na gusto mong kunin, saan ka mag-aaral? That's the next question. Ang iba kasi ang ginagawa muna ay hanap ng university tapos pipili ng course doon. And the problem is minsan nagkakaroon ng regrets, no? Ako marami na akong friends, for example sa UPLB, marami sa akong kilala na nag-shift o nagka-transfer kasi hindi pa nila gusto yung kinuha nila. I mean, nag-UP sila kasi nandun yung sinasabi natin na quality. Ay, yan yung number 1 university sa Philippines. Nag-UP ka nga, pero yung course naman na pinili mo ay random lang. Anong nangyari later on? Nagkadaletse-letse ng ating college life, something like that. So, mas maganda kasi, ako, ideally lang ito yung suggestion ko lang, mas maganda kasi na meron ka ng course na gusto mo nang kunin, saka ka na lang mag-college. Ay, saka pumili ng school na pwede mo masukan. Ang ginagawa kasi ng iba ngayon, saan po ba pwede mag-aral? Yun ang unang tanong eh. Sa PUP, ano po bang magandang course? Yun usually ng tanong. So, ang tanong kasi dapat natin is, ano ba magandang course? For example, sagot, BS Accountancy, maganda sa akin. So, saan ako pwede mag-take ng BS Accountancy? Dapat kasi ganun yung tanong, okay? So, yun yung aking suggestion lang na para mas maganda. Okay? Now, kung meron ka ng gustong pasukan ng kolehiyo, ang next na tanong dapat natin is, paano mag-apply? Ito naman yung hindi namin siguro kaya i-tackle ngayong araw na to. Kasi medyo iba-iba per college, saka medyo hassle. Pero every college naman guys ay mayroon namang information. Okay? Information, nandun naman lahat ng kailangan yung malaman sa mga websites or Facebook pages ng mga colleges na gusto nyong pasukan. So, tignan natin ito, isa-isagin natin. Okay? Okay. So una, paano ba pumili ng career? Ano nga ba ang dapat sa akin, no? Actually, dapat matagal nyo na itong naisip, no? Ideally, again, matagal nyo dapat itong naisip. Nung pumili pa lang kayo ng strand nyo sa senior high school, alam mo na. Siyempre, kung gusto mo maging isang businessman or isang manager, mag-ABM ka. Or kung gusto mo maging scientist, no? Mag-STEM ka. Yun yung ideal. Yun yung ideal. Okay. Pero kung sakali man hindi mo nagawa yun, for example, nag-ABM ka kasi nandun yung crush mo, o kaya nag-STEM ka kasi, STEM, maganda itong pakinggan. Meron naman pwede ako ibigay na tips. Pero again guys, tips lang to nasa sa inyo pa rin naman. Okay? Una, ano bang hilig mo? Okay, tanongin yung sarili ko. Tanongin mo yung sarili nyo. Ano ba ang hilig ko? Ano bang ginagawa ko na masaya ako? Of course, mas maganda kasi na yung career mo later on, yung something na ginagawa mo na gusto mo. Mahirap naman kasi maging accountant, ayaw mo talaga ng accountancy. Napilitan ka lang, something like that. Okay, so maganda na pipiliin mong career, yun na-enjoy mo. For example ako, gusto ko maging educator. Kasi gusto ko talaga magturo. Passion ko magturo ng mga bata. Okay, gusto kong tanggalin yung mga maling iniisip ng bata. Gusto ko maayos yung pag-aaral ng mga bata. Tutuwa ako doon. Kaya yung pinili kong career. Okay? So, kayo, baka meron kayong gano'n. For example, mahilig kayo sa scrapbook or something like that. O kaya mahilig kayo sa electronic games. Baka gusto nyo maging isang computer programmer or game developer. So, pwede kang mag-take ng computer science, something like that. So, yun yung kailangan nating tignan. So, pag-installator, ano bang gusto ko? Okay? Next naman is, saan ba ako magaling? Okay? Kasi minsan, hindi na natin sa sarili kung gusto mo siya or natutuwa ka doon, magaling ka na. For example, kalimutan ko yung pangalan niya, pero si Pandemic Girl, o di ba? Tuwang-tuwa siya pag kumakanta siya. Pero hindi magaling. So, hindi siya nag-excel doon, something like that. So, si Queen Yasmin, tuwang-tuwa siya kapag sumasayaw siya, pero hindi naman siya nag-excel. And later on kasi guys, if you're in the real life na, excellence is very important. Of course, along with your character, no? Character and competence or excellence in your character are very important. So, dapat magaling ka talaga doon sa ginagawa mo. For example, gusto mo mag-BS Mathematics, x plus 3 is equal to 6, hindi mo na mahanap yung x, mahirap yun. So, dapat something na gusto mo talaga, okay? Or dapat something na medyo magaling ka din. Kung hindi ka naman magaling doon, dapat meron kang eagerness to learn. Okay? Dapat eager ka na matuto or gusto mong matuto talaga. Ako kasi naniniwala ako na lahat naman ng bagay ay kayang aralin. Okay? Kayang aralin. Okay? Next ay dreams or vision. Ay, hindi ko alam kung nararasan nyo ito or ako lang nakakaranas, no? Pero I think hindi naman. Minsan kasi may mga, for example, na-try nyo na ba yung nasa Maynila ka, di ba? Usually pag nasa Metro Manila ka traffic o sa city ka, tapos nakasakay ka sa bus, tapos nakatingin ka sa sa window or sa binta, ano bang tawag pag bus? Basta yung makikita mo yung paligid sa bus, no? Tapos naiisip ka ng nakikita nyo ba na-imagine nyo ba yung sarili nyo in the next future? So, ewan ko meron yung ganun, pero maganda kasi na i-visualize natin yung sarili natin, no? Sa future. It's good na meron kang idea kung anong tingin mo sa sarili mo 5 years or 10 years from now. Pero I hope yung vision na yun ay medyo positive naman. Hindi naman yung tipong, sir, nakikita ko po yung sarili ko bilang isang nanay na may 10 anak 10 years from now. Hindi naman ganon. Something like, gusto ko po mayahon yung pamilya ko, okay? Gusto ko po magkaroon ng malaking bahay, gusto ko pong yumaman. Yes, yun yung usual na iniisip natin. Pero guys, paano kaya yaman? Paano ka magkakaroon ng bahay? Paano ka magkakaroon ng magandang kinabukasan kung wala ka namang career? No? The only way siguro na mangyari, manalo ka ng loto. Okay? But that's very rare. Okay? So, kailangan meron kang vision. Okay? Mamaya kwento ko yung yung nangyari sa akin na vision ko noon. Okay? Or pangarap, kumbaga. Okay? Another example is, another tip pala is that you can ask your parents. Baka yung parents mo nakikita sa iyo, simula nung bata, sabihin niya, alam mo anak, nung bata ka pala, nakita ko na magaling ka mag-drawing baka maaari maganda sa iyo architecture. Kasi minsan guys, meron tayo mga bagay hindi natin nare-realize kaagad. Kaya ko pala to, na gusto ko pala to. For example ako, di ba, gusto ko maging educator or environmental scientist. Hanggang ngayon meron pa rin akong mga naiisip na, sayang, dapat kinuha ko pala to. Halimbawa, sana nag-engineer na lang ako. Kasi engineer pa na, kasi engineer yung pamilya ko eh. So nag-engineer na lang ako, may mga gawin akong moment eh. Or kaya naging architecture, or kaya naging mathematician, something like that, no? So baka yung parents mo o yung kapatid mo, may nakikita sila na pwede sa'yo. Lalo pag wala ka talaga naiisip. Pero I doubt no kung wala ka naiisip, no? Also, you can also ask your friends, ano ba magandang suggestion? Okay? Ano ba magandang suggestion? Ano ba yung, for example, yung mga idol nyo? O let's say, example, si Bill Gates. Ano ba ang career ni Bill Gates? Parang gano'n. Something like that. So, pwede mo siyang tignan. Ano ba yung kinuha niya? For example, Atom Arroyo. Si Atom Arroyo ay graduate ng BS Physics sa UP Diliman. Pero naging journalist siya. O matry nga din to. Something like that. Okay? So, pwede nyo gawin yung mga yon. And of course, pwede nyo tignan yung trends tsaka demand. For example, nursing. Ang maraming nursing, nagna-nursing. Okay? Pwede nyo i-ask, patok pa ba to? Okay? Magkakaroon ba ako ng trabaho? Okay? O kaya pwede nyo ding tignan, ano pa mga in-demand na work? Okay? Usually kasi ngayon parang game developer, software developer, no? Yun yung mga in-demand na work ngayon. Okay? Or yung mga, ano pa ba? Marami. So yun yung mga pwede mong tips. Again guys, ito ay pang kalahatan tignan, no? Pwede itong gawin lahat. Pero meron lang tayong mga parang kumbaga wag sana gawin. Okay? Wag sana gawin. Okay? So, una, wag natin, kung ano, for example, inas nyo yung parents nyo, ano lang, mag-ano lang kayo, mag-elicit lang kayo ng suggestion. Pero wag naman yung tipo, kung ano yung gusto ng parent mo, yun na yun. Although maraming ganun, it's a reality na marami sa atin ang parang kumbaga bihag pa rin no, ng parents, kumbaga, medyo yung term na, pero parang kung ano yung gusto ng parent nila, yun na yun. Halimbawa, nasa pamilya ka ng doktor o pamilya ka ng lawyers, parang ma-pressure ka na rin naging lawyer, something like that. Pero kung maaari sana guys, wag ganon. Kasi hindi naman yung parents may mag-aaral eh. Hindi naman sila yung magte-take ng buhay na yun eh. Hindi naman sila yung maglalakad sa paglalakbay na yun. Okay? Ikaw yun. So kung ano yung gusto mo, yun yun. Yun yung sundin natin. Okay? Practicality, ito yung isa din na concern ko palagi. Lagi sinasabi, so ano bang career yung maraming pera? Guys, lahat naman ng career options may pera eh. Lahat, oo, minsan nga, engineering, maraming pera dyan. Kahit sa arts, ganito usually kasi misconception eh. Sabi, pag artist ka, wala kang pera. Actually, sa maraming painters, no, ang maraming digital artists, no, ang maraming mga nasa art sector, ang mayaman. Okay, even in other industries, fashion industry, agriculture, veterinary medicine, ang raming mayayaman dyan. So, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga siya nagmamatter kung anong career ang pinili mo. Okay? Nagmamatter, ang mahalaga kasi dito guys is that kahit anong career kunin mo, dapat again, yung sinasabi ko pa nga kanina, nagpero kang character and competence nga. Okay? Hindi siya nagmamatter kung saan ka nag-aral eh. Hindi siya nagmamatter, at the end of the day, hindi siya nagmamatter kung saan ka nag-aral, hindi siya nagmamatter kung anong course na kukunin mo. Okay? Nasa character and competence yan, of course. Dapat mayroon kang integrity, committed ka dun sa ginagawa mo, mahal mo yung work mo, mahal mo yung career na pinili mo, and of course, dapat you're excellent. Okay? Dapat magaling ka sa pinili mong career, something like that. So, wag isa na isipin yun, mag-civil engineering na nga lang, kasi, or nursing, kasi ito yung mayaman, ito yung na-hire sa abroad. Guys, sa abroad nga, sa New Zealand nga, nag-hire nga ng taga-grow ng mushroom. Okay? So, marami ang pwedeng career na pwede mong kunin. Okay? So, next, peer pressure. Ito isa pa to. Yung iba, may narinig na ako stories before na, sir, nag-engineering ako kasi yung friend ko nag-engineering din. So, yung, nag-nutrition kasi yung friend ko nutrition din. Kasi hindi naman, this is one thing that you need to learn, no? Hindi lahat ng friends mo ng high school makakasama mo forever. At ang social life ng tao ay dynamic. Okay, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung friend mo na yun na ginaya mo ng course, maaaring hindi na kayo friend later on. Something like that. No? At saka, yung point is, again, buhay mo nga yan. Hindi naman buhay ng friend mo. So, you need to choose on your own. Okay? No, kung ano yung dapat mong gawin sa buhay mo. Okay? Next ay easy way. Ito na naman easy way. So, naman pinakamadaling graduate. Lang ganon. No? Okay, pero kung gusto mong graduate, kung gusto mong gawin, mag-vocational ka or 2-year course, yun yung mga madali ka graduate. Pero guys, again, walang easy way sa buhay kung tutuusin, no? Kung tutuusin, wala talagang easy way, no? Kailangan mo talaga mag-pursige, kailangan ng hard work, kailangan mo again ng character and competence, no? Kung ano mang career ang pipiliin mo. And of course, guys, kung ano yung uso, wag naman laging makisabay. No, for example, one time, nauso ang nursing, halos lahat na nagna-nursing. Ano nangyari ngayon sa nurses? Yung iba, tambay. Kasi wala nag-hire sa Philippines, something like that. Usually sa abroad na lang. Okay, parang ganon. May mga ganong cases. Or kaya, ano bang uso lately? Meron ding wate na uso ang IT, information technology. O ano nangyari sa mga IT graduates ngayon? So sometimes hindi naman kung ano yung uso, again, huwag makisabay. Again, guys, babalik pa rin to. So ano ba yung gusto mo talaga? Ano yung passion mo? So yun yung mga tips natin, no, for your career. Later on, you can ask questions, no, about this. Okay? So for example, ako si Kits, no? Nag-aaral ako sa isang barangay, no? Sa Ilocos. Graduate ng PSI, tapos nag-take ako ng BS Bio. Hindi ganito kadali yung career na kinuha ko noon. Actually, kung alam niyo yung buhay ko, mas gusto ko talaga silang social science talaga noong high school. Political science, sociology, kasi very political akong tao. Yun yung mga gusto kong kunin. No? Pero hindi ko siya makuha kasi nga, graduate ako ng PSI, so kailangan ko mag-take ng S&T course. Pinili ko ang BS Bio kasi doon ako magaling. Sa sciences, ayun ang pinakagusto ko na. Nababakas ako sa math nung high school eh. So, bio yung kinuha ko kasi yun yung pinakagusto ko. Okay? At na-inspire din ako sa teacher ko nung high school. So, yun yung medyo reason kung bakit ko piniling career to. And later on, guys, kung maalam mo lang yung buhay ko, hindi siya one way na bio na ako. Pabago-bago ako noon. Nung bata ako, guys, nung Catholic pa ako, okay? Adik sa Catholic religion. Ang mga dasal na yun, memorize ko, yung mga Santo Papa, klase ng simbahan, lahat yun memorize. Gusto ko magpare noon, seriously, nung bata. Okay? Pero later on, nagbago yan. Hindi gusto ko maging isang doktor. Tapos later on, na-realize ko na hindi ko kaya. Kasi takot ako sa dugo. Okay? Sa doctor pag nagpapa-blood test pangalan, yung sa injection, ay takot na ako doon. Okay? So hindi ko kaya yan. Kasi gusto ko maging lawyer. Pero hindi kasi ako magaling sa English. Kahinaan ko ang English. Napaka-English. Kailangan ng English sa lawyer eh. At magaling ka mag-English eh. Sa law? Okay, sorry. Sa law, kailangan magaling ka mag-English. So hindi din ko yung tinuloy. And eventually, gusto ko na nga muna maging biologist. General muna. Ito na yung papasok na ako sa UPLB. Nung nasa UPLB ako, kasi sa UPLB, ang best bio namin may 8 major options. Ang pinili ko nun ay genetics. Kasi gusto ko maging forensic geneticist. Naalala ko kasi may binasa akong Supreme Court case noong 1995, court case na 1995. Yun yung unang panahon kung saan ginamit ang DNA testing, no, sa Philippines sa isang rape case. Sabi ko, marami kong pwedeng matulungan. Kaya ako naging forensic geneticist. Yun yung gusto kong dream. And later, na-realize ko, ayaw ko pala ng genetics kasi ang raming carcinogenic na chemical. Kasi hindi ko siya na-appreciate yung parang laboratory part. Kaya ako nag-push naman na maging ecologist and taxonomist. Kaya naman ako nag-ecology ngayon. Kaso later on, nagbago na naman kasi nga, ang ecology sa taxonomy, it requires a lot of field work. Kailangan mo umakyat sa mga bundok, pumunta sa dagat, sa kuweba. Kasi aking inaaral kasi ng undergrad at ng MSA sa kuweba. Hindi kasi kung makikita niyo ako ngayon, medyo mataba kasi ako ngayon. So, physically hindi ko kaya kasi weak din yung lungs ko. So, ang nangyari, ito na yung aking goal. Hindi naman sa napilitan lang ako, gusto ko din talaga siya. Okay? Gusto kasi environment, okay, na mga issues, mag-adjust sa environmental issues. Gusto ko magturo. Kaya yun yung career na pinili ko. So, as of now, yun yung career na pipiliin ko. So, as you can see, guys, normal lang na magbago-bago. Okay? Normal lang na magbago-bago. Gusto ko ipasabihin sa inyo, guys, na ang college life naman at career, hindi na siya race eh. Hindi ibig sabihin na, yung batchmate ko successful na, wala yung pake. Hindi mo pa siya pinapansin, guys. Kasi kung meron mang race sa career mo, ang race mo lang naman is that, ma-meet yung goals mo. Okay, ma-meet yung goals. So, parang nasa sa'yo lang siya. Huwag mo siyang tignan as race between or among your friends. Hindi kayo nagpapaunahan na yung successful. Dapat ang race na tinitignan mo yung sarili mo lang. Okay? Ang race na hinahabol mo is yung goal mo. Okay? So, hindi dapat siya kino-compare sa iba. Nagets ba? So, for example, ako, 7 years ako nag-aral sa college, wala na akong regrets doon. Na-enjoy ko naman siya. 7 years ako nag-aral, yun na yun eh, nangyari na siya. So, hindi naman talaga siya race. Hindi ko naman iniisip, yung mga friends ko successful na, yung iba doctor na, I don't care. Kasi magkakaiba naman kami ng kwento ng buhay. Something like that. So, yun din sana yung ma-realize natin. Meron kasi mga ganun tayo eh. Yung valedictorian namin, magme-med. Ako mas valedictorian, dapat mag-med din ako. Something like that. Sana walang ganun. Okay? So after ng career, ano bang course? Ito yung tutulungan namin kayo mamaya. Magbigay kami ng ideas ng courses. Mamaya si Engineer Benson, mag-talk siya about engineering courses. Tapos si Miss Bautista, mag-talk siya about mamaya sa health career. Okay, ano ba yung mga meron sa public health and medicine na pwedeng kunin? And ako later, mag-talk naman ako ng iba't ibang courses na hindi na nabanggit. Okay? So, ang mga pwede naman tanong dito is that, ay ano pwedeng gawin is, una, ask other people. Ano ba yung mga kinukuha course ng iba? Para magkaroon lang kayo ng idea. Again guys, nagko-collect lang kayo ng suggestion or ng ideas ha. Hindi naman yung tipong, sinabi ng crush mo ng engineering, ang pinakamaganda, mag-engineering ka na. Something like that, no? Okay? Tapos Google. Guys, ito yung mayroon nga, di ba, group sa Facebook. Alam ko yung iba sinipart nun, yung mga UPCA, PUP, CET, ito ng PUPSET, okay? As yung group ng mga nag-a-apply. Guys, ang problema, minsan naiinis ako sa group na yun kasi yung ibang estudyante ay parang gusto ay spoon feeding. Kasi hindi naman lahat, yung mga tanong kasi na iba doon ay Googleable, no? Kaya siyang i-Google. Okay, kahit naka-data ka, kaya mo siyang i-search. Kahit sa Facebook nga, may information na doon. So sometimes na hindi naman laging lahat ng bagay kailangan mong tanungin. May mga bagay din na kaya mo na i-search on your own. Yes, you can visit the website. Lahat ng mga university na titignan nyo, like PUP, okay, AMA, okay, UP, Ateneo, lahat yun may websites, you can check them. And, for example, sa UP pa lang, lahat ng mga website and courses na nandun na lahat ng information na kailangan mo makita. Minsan nga naka-upload din yung curriculum if you want to see. Okay, so marami siyang suggestion. I think my question, kung sino man yung nag-raise ng hand, you can chat muna. Okay, tapos I'll see, tapos babanggitin ko na lang. Okay? You can chat me privately sa Kids Kitorian. Okay? So, pwede nyo i-google yung mga kung para magkaroon kayo ng idea ng courses. Okay? At of course, pwede nga yun, attend kayo talks or webinars para ito. Para lubos-lubusin na natin yung pagkakilala sa mga courses. Okay? Ayan. Next, ay saan ka ba mag-aaral? That's the next question. Kung meron ka ng course, ano ba yung pwede mong kunin? Because one thing I can suggest, no? Ay pwede mong i-check yung CHED Centers of Excellence and Development. Ito yung, at least according sa standard ng CHED, ay pinakamagaling mag-offer ng mga certain degree programs. Halimbawa, for BS Biology, ang mga example ng mga universities na Center of Excellence sa UPLB, UP Diliman, okay? Ano pa ba? LaSalle, UST, Ateneo, St. Louis University, something like that. So yung mga ganon, pwede siyang tignan. Sila yung nag-o-offer ng pinakamagaling, sila yung pinakamagaling nag-o-offer no? Mga courses na at least sa standards ng CHED. Okay? Pwede rin tignan yung top performing schools in licensure exam. Mamaya makikita nyo mamaya sa presentation ko sa, for example, UPLB. UPLB, yung civil engineering ng UPLB, yung course na isa ating speaker, ay hindi siya CHED Center of Excellence or CHED Center of Development. Pero ang UPLB ang number 1 sa civil engineering licensure exam in the past 5 years. Okay, something like that. Pwede siya tignan. Nasa PRC yun, no? Professional Regulatory Commission. Okay? Professional Regulation Commission. Okay? Tapos pwede tignan, how much is the tuition fee? O for example, nakita mo, LaSalle Ateneo pala yung best school for this course. Pero wala naman tayong pambayad o wala tayong scholarship, so medyo mahirap yun. Pwede mo tignan yung tuition fee. Actually, again, guys, kaya tayo Google, no? Pakikita mo yun. Okay? Pwede mo tignan yung environment or yung curriculum. Yung bang curriculum ng BS Bio ng Ateneo, maganda ba? Pwede mo tignan yun. O yung curriculum ba ng BA Political Science ng PUP, maganda ba? Ano ba itong industrial design? Ano ba itong computer engineering ng Mapua? Something like that. Pwede mong tignan yung curriculum. Minsan uploaded yun. You can request. Pwede mo ding i-email yung school mismo. Okay? You can also ask, ano ba yung what are the other courses that they offer? No? Ano ba yung iba pang course silang ino-offer na baka pwedeng related? Okay? Kasi may mga gawin, minsan makikita sa isang school, meron siyang BS Environmental Science. Tapos meron pa siyang ino-offer na BS Environmental Management. Halimbawa, sa Ateneo, meron silang medyo related na courses. BS Life Sciences, BS Health Sciences, at BS Biology. Anong difference? You can ask them. You can search. Okay? Tapos, how is it different with other schools? Ang tinutukoy ko ito yung school mismo. Anong pinagkaiba ng UP Diliman sa UP Manila? O sa UP Baguio or UPLB? Anong pinagkaiba ng De La Salle University Manila sa De La Salle University Dasmariñas or sa Laguna? Okay, so something like that. Merong mga differences yan na kailangan din natin alamin. O pwede mo rin i-ask o i-search o itanong yung degree program naman. Ano pinagkaiba ng BS, ano ba bang course? Statistics ng Diliman sa UPLB? Ano ang pinagkaiba ng BS Human Biology ng Lasal sa BS Biology ng Ateneo? Something like that. Pwede mong tignan yung mga differences. So yan yung mga possible tips natin no, for colleges. For example ako, pinili ko UPLB. Although first choice ko talaga Diliman, pero hindi ko talaga balak talaga mag-Diliman. For some reason, number one, quality education. Maganda naman kasi ang education sa UPLB. Comparable naman siya. BS Biology, actually, for me lang hindi naman for me. For us na taga UPLB, it is actually better. Yung pinaka-best na sa country. Even better than Diliman. I'll explain later on kung bakit. Tapos cost of living, mas mura kasi mag-stay sa UPLB compared sa Manila universities. For example, Ateneo, tuition fee pa lang. Yung tuition fee na Ateneo sa isang semester ay parang tuition fee ko na sa UP, kasama ng PhD at saka MS. Oo, kasi wala akong binabayadan. Something like that. Okay? Tapos, next naman ay environment. Kasi mas safe ng konti ang UPLB. Like for example, UST. Ayoko mag-UST kasi baha. Ayoko din ako mag-Ateneo or mag-UP Diliman kasi traffic. Tapos polluted. Ay UPLB hindi. Kaya ako siya pinili. So, di yung akin lang. Pero yun siya i-consider later on kung ano ba yung mga courses nyo na school na gusto nyo pasukan. Okay? So, yun lamang. See you, hindi pala see you. I hope you will hear me later on. Okay? So, if you have questions, guys, pwede i-chat sa akin sa privately, no? Sa Kids Kitorian. Tapos pwede natin ikalap yung tanong later on sa open forum. Okay? Yun lamang po, maraming salamat. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Sir Kids, for that wonderful insight. So let's give Sir Kids a virtual clap. Clap, 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 clap. So again, if you have questions, kindly send a message at Kids Kitoriano privately. So for those who are interested to be a scholar for the next batch, kindly send a message privately to the virtual assistant. Again, to the virtual assistant. The following information that you need to give are your name, not the age, name, school, and then the general average, and the reason why you must be selected as the Tala scholar. Excuse me. I'm sorry, excuse me. So let's proceed to the next. So our next talk is about seeing a brighter future in engineering. So allow me to introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker graduated from UPLB last 2017. He is a civil engineer. So currently, he's taking up his MS Environmental Engineering major in Waste Management and Environmental Systems Management in University of the Philippines, Diliman. After graduation, he worked as a risk engineer for an insurance company, former CE or civil engineer instructor at Technological University of the Philippines, Manila, current CE instructor at Malayan Colleges, Laguna, current senior associate at SISIP Gores and Velayo Company for Climate Change and Sustainability Services. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Engineer Venson Kai. Good afternoon, Sir Venson. Good afternoon, Engineer.
Madam. Ayun, pwede na.
Good afternoon, Sir Venson.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sorry, nakamit pala ako kanina. So, ayan. So, good afternoon. I am Engineer Benson Kai. So, for today, I was tasked to present yung different careers and professions natin in the engineering field dito sa Philippines. Hopefully, by the end of my presentation, I will be able to help you in choosing the right program just in case na you decided to take engineering. Short kwento lang. So I normally do this type of presentation, yung mga career presentation, no? As a civil engineering instructor, I handled these courses, yung kitawag nating civil engineering orientation. However, sa mga ganong courses, mas focus kami sa civil engineering as a profession. So medyo tricky itong presentation natin for today kasi this focuses sa different or dun sa larger engineering professions natin. Disclaimer lang din, since I am an engineer, civil engineer and an environmental engineer, I cannot talk on behalf of other fields, pero as much as possible, I will try to explain them para naman ma-encourage kayo mag-take or para naman malaman nyo yung iba pang different fields of engineering. So prior to this presentation pala, no, I tried talking with my other engineer friends. Halimbawa sa mga EE ko friends, sa mga friends kong EE, MEC-eng, Chem-eng, ganyan. So that I can give you the grasp ng professions na ginagawa talaga nila. Kasi 'di ba after all, sila yung pinaka nakakaalam kung ano ba ginagawa ng mga different engineers natin. So to start my presentation, let us start first introduce what is engineering. Basically, it is the branch of science and technology whose main concern is on the design, building of different engines, machines, structures, and systems. No, so yung textbook definition natin of engineering is anything na may kinalaman sa interconnected bodies. No, for example, electric fan natin. No, yung electric fan natin, it is composed of different small elements. May mga tornilyo, may LEC, merong switch. So yung mga bagay na yun, pag pinagdikit-dikit natin, in charge na yung mga engineers natin. So in fact, no, yung term na engineering, it originated from the word engineer, I-N-G-I-N-E-E-R, from Middle English, which means design and construction of fortification and weapons. So totoo po yun. Yung profession of engineering nag-start muna sa military natin. So yung objective natin for today is to encourage you to take engineering courses. I hope I will tackle this presentation on the different angle. So instead na sabihin ko sa inyo na pag naging engineer kayo, magiging ganito kayo, magiging ganyan kayo. Instead, I will present you and I will try to debunk the different misconceptions about engineering. So yung dito sa 5 nating misconceptions, hopefully by the end, mas ma-encourage kayo or mabawasan yung fear nyo in taking up engineering courses. First, pag sinabi nating engineer or engineering, sabi nila, it's all about mathematics. Well, so we are here to debunk this, that engineering is not all about mathematics. Although it is true na yung mathematics ay magiging very crucial or critical part ng ating engineering life, pero hindi naman yun yung laging case sa atin, no? You will always need other field of sciences such as chemistry, physics, biology, and even yung mga soft skills natin. For example, social interaction, programming, writing, reading comprehension, etc. No? So, akala ko rin dati, nung high school ako, basta magaling ka sa math, kaya mas madali na yung engineering. Pero hindi yon yung nangyari. No? Towards my journey, nung college life ko, doon ko nalaman na, yung iti-take ko pala, hindi lang puro math. No? As a civil engineer, mas nag-dwell yung profession namin doon sa physics side, hindi lang sa mathematics side. Pero kung hindi kayo magaling sa mathematics, okay lang din naman na mag-take ng engineering, no? Sabi nga natin, so I have read this study na sabi, hindi porket magaling ka sa math, you should take engineering. Kasi most ng mga engineering graduates natin is normally hindi talaga sila magaling sa math nung high school sila. Pero bakit ngayon magaling na sila? It's all about the exposure. No? Sabi nga natin, kung hindi tayo magaling sa isang bagay, doon yung time para mas expose natin yung sarili natin doon sa field or doon sa area na yon. So kung hindi man kayo ngayon magaling sa high school sa math, pagdating nyo ng college, pagdating nyo sa engineering course ninyo, doon kayo iti-train, doon haasain yung mathematical skills na kailangan ninyo. Di ba, after all, wala namang nagsisimula na magaling agad sa isang bagay. So kayo, pag pumasok kayo sa isang engineering school, tuturuan kayo how to think critically or how to enhance your mathematical skills. So, next, misconception number 2. So sabi nila, if I'll be an engineer, I will get dirty. No? So ito yung laging sinasabi nila. Pero in fact, this is just partially true. No? Although it is part or normal na to sa isang profession. Actually, kahit hindi lang engineering, no? Kahit saan ka mapuntang profession, madudumihan at madudumihan ka. Pero sa engineering, I would like to inform you na that there is a wide variety of different workplace you can choose from. Halimbawa, ako as a civil engineer, kung ayaw ko madumihan, wag ako mag-site engineer, di ba? Pwede akong sa design or dun sa computer programming. Or kung pwede rin naman dun sa laboratory works natin. No, so ibig sabihin, hindi porket engineer ka or engineering yung kinukuha mong course, lagi ka nang madudumihan. This is very relevant no sa mga kapwa natin viewers na very concerned sa skincare nila. Next, misconception number 3. Sabi rin nila, engineers are not creative. Well, apparently, engineers are very creative. Siguro not sa context ng pagiging artsy-artsy, pero engineers, they are being trained to think beyond or to think outside the box para sa pag-approach ng mga different problems natin. No? So, sa engineering school, tuturuan tayo na if we have this type of problem, this has a unique solution to that. So if we have a different problem, there's also another solution fit for that specific problem. Therefore, hindi ibig sabihin na engineer tayo, paulit-ulit or magiging cyclic lang yung ginagawa natin. So for every problem, we need to be creative. We need to think other solutions that will fit doon sa mga conditions ng ating situation. In fact, sa sobrang pagiging creative ng mga engineers natin, there are other engineers, especially sa ibang bansa, na lumabas na doon sa traditional or doon sa conventional engineering professions natin. For example, sa Switzerland, I have here an example. Sa Switzerland, we have this so-called Lego engineer. So ganun ka-creative, no? Ganun ka-creative yung mga engineers natin in such a way na nakapag-imbento na sila ng different field or ng specialized field ng engineering. Would you also believe na meron din tayong tinatawag na chocolate engineer? No? So sobrang galing ng mga engineers na to, nakakapag-devise sila or nakakagawa sila ng mga bagong professions beyond or other than doon sa mga kilala nating engineering fields. Next, misconception number 4. Sabi nila, once an engineer, always an engineer. Pero hindi totoo yun. Sabi lang, no, kapag nag-engineer ka habang buhay ka, parang ang lumalabas kasi, pag employee ka, habang buhay ka magiging employee sa engineering industry. When in fact, there are large number of companies that engineering graduates for non-engineering positions. Ano ba itong mga non-engineering positions? Ibig sabihin, kung halimbawa ako civil engineer, hindi lang ako nakukulong sa pagiging isang site engineer or pagiging structural engineer. I can also do other non-engineering positions such as management, project management, supervisory, etc. So bakit kaya these companies prefer engineering graduates doon sa mga non-engineering positions natin? No? So after all kasi tayo sa isang engineering school, other than the technical aspect, I'm not speaking exclusively para sa mga engineering graduates natin, but actually this works in general, no? Kasi bukod sa technical skills na nakukuha natin, we are being equipped with other skills and abilities such as logical thinking, problem solving, numerical ability, etc. And these soft skills, ito yung mga mas kailangan pagdating sa higher level doon sa ating industry. Kung gusto mo maging manager, kung gusto maging supervisor, manager, dapat other than the technical side, marunong ka rin doon sa managerial side ng ating profession. Last misconception, sabi nila, no, lalo na yung mga tito-tita natin, no, engineers can solve everything. Halimbawa, na-experience ko to actually 2 days ago ata, nasira yung aircon namin. Sabi ng mami ko, ayusin ko daw total, engineer naman ako. When in fact, an engineer cannot solve everything, no? Isang malaking scam na pag sinabing engineer ka, lahat kaya mong gawin. Bakit kaya? Kasi sa field, yung world natin is full of complex systems. No? Ako, as civil engineer, mas focus ako dun sa mga public structures natin, hindi sa mga aircons. Sa mga aircons na to, siguro ang pinaka-qualified na dito is yung mga mechanical engineers natin. So, in fact, pag naging engineer tayo, hindi ibig sabihin nun, we can solve every problem sa community natin. We will always need help mula sa other professions, not just sa mga kapwa nating engineers, but rather pati sa sciences natin and social sciences. So, I hope I was able to debunk yung most common misconceptions natin about the engineering fields. So building doon sa sinabi ko recently na kailangan natin makipag-work with other kailangan natin makipag-work with other professions, especially sa engineering. So dito papasok yung aking second part ng presentation. So for this part, I will try to introduce to you as much as possible yung different engineering professions natin. So originally, di ba, tulad ng nasabi ko ng introduction, there are only two types of engineering. First, military engineering. Second is yung tinatawag nating civil engineering or non-military engineering. So ginawa nila yung term na civil just to differentiate alin yung mga walang kinalaman sa military engineering natin. Then later on, itong civil engineering natin, na-divide siya sa four major branches: civil, chemical, mechanical, and electrical engineering. But these are the early branches of engineering. Nowadays, there are literally hundreds of other engineering professions available. We have geodetic, computer, environmental, etc. So, kulang yung time natin for this afternoon para isa-isahin lahat ng professions na ito. So, ang i-discuss ko lang or ang i-cover ko lang are the engineering professions regulated ng PRC natin. Tulad ng sabi ni Mr. Kitoriano kanina, no? Ito lang yung may mga board exam, kumbaga, or certification na kilala sa Pilipinas. So I guess these are around 8 to 10 engineering professions. So please bear with me. So let's go to our first engineering profession. So if you love airplanes, no, kung magaling kayo sa aerodynamics, aeronautical and aviation engineering is the best course for you. So kung kayo is interested sa mechanism ng airplane, kung paano sila lumilipad, so ito yung best course natin. This is the best course for you to take. So actually, there are around 10 to 20 aviation schools in the Philippines, pero yung present ko lang dito ay yung top performing schools natin based sa kanilang board exam performance. So we have the Holy Angel University sa Pampanga, and yung Philippine State College of Aeronautics sa Pasay City. Pero you can always search sa internet, sabi nga ni Mr. Kitoriano, lahat naman to is Googleable, di ba? So kung gusto niyo maging piloto, this is the best course for you. Next, siguro, as an agricultural country, isa to sa mga early form of engineering natin, yung tinatawag nating agricultural and biosystems engineering. So to differentiate this dun sa tinatawag nating agriculture, yung agricultural engineering natin, they are in charge doon sa mga machineries, farming equipment and machineries natin, or lahat ng technology na may kinalaman for the improvement of efficiency ng ating farming system. No, bukod doon sa mga makinarya, in charge din sila doon sa soil, sa irrigation, sa weather, sa climate, etc. So there are actually lots of universities and colleges that offer agricultural engineering. In fact, 3 of them were declared as CHED Center of Excellence. We have CLSU, in Nueva Ecija, UP Los Baños, and Visayas State University. And there are actually around 5 to 10 top performing schools in agricultural engineering board exam. So, actually, dagdag ko lang, no, itong agricultural engineering natin, it is one of the primary engineering course being offered by a state university. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala masyadong private school ang nag-o-offer ng agricultural engineering course, since naging mandate na siya ng state universities natin to forward yung profession sa agriculture and agricultural engineering. Sa third profession na i-feature natin, I hope you are very familiar. No? So I have here a screenshot ng isang once na nag-viral na Facebook post. So from here, I guess, ito yung profession na pinaka nag-enjoy tayo pag pinapanood nating naghalo, which is the civil engineering. Now, civil engineering is known as to be the second oldest form of engineering. So pag sinabi nating civil engineering, lahat ng for public, di ba? Kaya nga tinawag siyang civil, meaning for public. So lahat na may isip nyo na for public consumption, papasok siya kay civil engineering. For example, roads, dams, buildings, bridges, airports, etc. So sobrang laki ng cover ng civil engineering, tinatawag din siyang jack of all engineers or jack of all engineering kasi ang cover niya from transportation to water, environment, soil, construction, and even structural. Sobrang laki ng field ng kino-cover ng isang civil engineering profession. So pagdating naman sa Center of Excellence, nangunguna dito yung Lasal and Mapua. Ganon din yung Center of Development na makikita rin from Luzon hanggang Mindanao. So kung makikita natin dito sa presentation ko, no, wala yung UP Diliman and UP Los Baños. Hindi sila considered as Center of Excellence and Center of Development for Civil Engineering Education. Pero sila lagi yung nagpapalitan pagdating sa top 1 and top 2 sa board exam natin pagdating sa civil engineering kasama ng PLM or ng pamantasan lungsod ng Maynila. So, next profession natin is the chemical engineering. No, kung gusto yung ito nga yung sasabi nila, no, ito yung parang laboratory version ng mga engineers natin. They are basically in charge doon sa production, use, design, and transport of energy and materials. Madalas kung mahilig kayo, sila na pupunta sa pharmaceutical, sa chemical laboratory, sa medical drugs, ganun. And we have 6 schools, a Center of Development for Chemical Engineering. Same, no? Wala yung UP Diliman and UP Los Baños dito, pero they were considered as one of the top performing schools pagdating sa chemical engineering. Kung kayo naman is magaling kayo sa mga computer games, halimbawa, magaling kayo sa Mobile Legend, tapos na-feel nyo lang, feeling ko magaling ako sa computer. Try taking or consider taking computer engineering. Although yung mga mobile games, it's just one component ng computer engineering, they also deal with the programming ng softwares natin and even ng mga hardware components, hindi lang ng computer, but other computer-controlled equipment such as switch, cell phones, etc. Currently, yung computer engineering, hindi pa siya regulated by PRC, pero nagbibigay na yung CHED ng Center of Development for Computer Engineering and Information Technology. Next profession natin, kapatid ni Computer Engineering, si Electronics and Communications Engineering or yung titawag nating ECE. So an ECE or an electronics engineer, they deal with do sa mga microchips or yung mga maliliit na electrical components ng mga equipment natin. So ilan sa mga famous schools na nag-o-offer ng ECE natin is yung Lasal, UST, Mindanao State University, UP Diliman Ateneo, and PLM. So itutuloy ko na ulit doon sa pinaka-larger or sa mas generic or doon sa pinagmulan ni electronics engineering, si electrical engineering. No, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, si electronics engineering is a subcomponent of electrical engineering. However, under electrical engineering, nowadays mas focus na sila doon sa use of electricity and electronic systems natin. No, so kumbaga parang binibigay na nila sa electronics engineering yung mga paggawa ng mga electronic components natin. So sa Philippines, next to civil engineering, electrical engineering yung second sa widely offered, sa most offered courses sa engineering sa Philippines. So siguro yung pinakabago dito na present is yung CPU or Central Philippine University sa Iloilo at saka yung Malayan Colleges sa Laguna. We also have those mining engineering, tinatawag nating mining engineering, in charge sila dun sa mineral extraction or dun sa anything na may kinalaman sa pagmimina natin. Some schools that really excel sa field ng mining engineering is UP Diliman and University of Southeastern Philippines sa Davao. Sa Manila, most ng mga mining engineering school bukod sa UP Diliman and sa Ateneo, sa Adamson University, is makikita natin sa provinces, especially sa Mindanao and sa Northern Luzon. Next field is yung tinatawag natin environmental, sige isama na natin, and sanitary engineering. na kung kayo is may passion or may heart kayo for the environment, you might consider taking environmental and sanitary engineering. Under this field, they are in charge in the improvement of different environmental systems, such as and addressing solutions sa mga soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution, waste pollution, public health, safety, and sanitation. Unfortunately, no, itong environmental and sanitary engineering, kumbaga sa Philippines, emerging field pa lang siya. Hindi pa onti pa lang yung schools na nag-offer exclusively for environmental and sanitary engineering. Ayun, kasi nga itong environmental and sanitary engineering, sometimes it is considered as part na ng civil or ng chemical engineering. But here, we have here the Mapua, NU, the LSU, DASMA, University of Baguio, TIP, that offers exclusive course just for environmental and sanitary engineering. Ngayon, kung magaling naman kayo magsukat, you might consider taking geodetic engineering. So pag sinabing geodetic engineering, this is the art or this is the field of engineering that deals with measuring distances and presenting them into graphs, plans, maps, and documents. And halimbawa, kung magaling naman kayo, kung mahilig kayo mag-online shopping, then magaling kayo mag-optimize, especially sa mga transportation problem, industrial engineering might fit your background. So ito yung tinatawag natin industrial engineering or yung management engineering ang tinatawag natin. Mostly ng mga industrial engineers natin, nag-end up sila sa mga logistics companies such as Lazada and Shopee, na kung saan ina-optimize nila yung resources natin, yung paggamit ng resources through the use of different mathematical models. So we have here, currently yung industrial engineering natin, wala pa siyang board exam, pero meron siyang certification. And yung De La Salle University yung nangunguna pagdating sa industrial engineering profession natin. I guess this is second to the last, marine engineering. So kung gusto nyo maging marino, maging seaman, ayan, you might consider taking marine engineering. Just like aeronautical engineering, ang marine engineering natin, nanggaling siya sa mechanical engineering, pero mas specialized siya pagdating sa boats and ships natin. There are actually around 10 to 15 marine schools, pero 4 lang yung feature ko dito. We have the Malaya, MCL, University of Cebu, Perpetual Health, and Asian Institute of Maritime Studies. The last, but technically the last and definitely not the least, mechanical engineering. No, kung magaling kayo magkukot ng kung anong machines, ng kung anong mga gumagalaw na bagay, mechanical engineering, you might consider mechanical engineering. So ngayon, so far, yung mga na-present ko pa lang sa inyo, ito yung mga conventional engineering fields natin. So sa mas succeeding, ito yung mga mas specialized or ito yung, paano ko ba, in my own words, kumbaga unique na or super unique na field of engineering. So first is we have the biological engineering sa Mapua. So sa biological engineering, it utilizes yung macroscopic and microscopic biological approach to enhance life of all living organisms natin. We also have energy engineering that deals with the efficient use and design of renewable and non-renewable energy being offered by UP Diliman. We also have this tinatawag natin petroleum engineering sa Palawan State University, no? As we all know, Palawan is an island rich in oil and mineral gases. So yung PSU or yung Palawan State University, they crafted this special field of engineering just for the oil and natural gas materials. And sa Adamson, meron din silang tinatawag na ceramics engineering. No, so under this field, they utilize or gusto nilang ma-optimize yung gamit natin ng different soil materials natin, not literally na pang ceramics lang or panggawa ng plato, but pwede rin sa plastics and glasses natin. So, among this field of engineering, yung pinaka-favorite ko personally is yung tinatawag nating humanitarian engineering. So, humanitarian engineering, this is an emerging field. Emerging field, hindi pa siya masyado kilala sa Pilipinas, but this field focuses doon sa use of science and technology to address and to help yung marginalized people natin and disadvantaged communities. No, so ibig sabihin, mas gusto nating dalhin mula sa classroom papunta doon sa mga taong nangangailangan yung mga knowledge natin on engineering. Although lahat naman ng course pwedeng gawin yun, this humanitarian engineering specializes doon sa proper approach on how to do such actions. Sa Philippines, sinisimulan pa lang siya ng University of the Philippines Diliman, pero as an elective pa lang. So wala pa siyang formal course for humanitarian engineering. Siguro sa other countries, yung University of Warwick sa United Kingdom, sila na isa sa sa kino-consider na leading university pagdating sa promotion of humanitarian engineering. So halimbawa kung gusto nyo na yung maging field of engineering ninyo is to go to solve social problems, humanitarian engineering will be perfect for you. So sabi ko nga kanina, hindi porket engineer ka, madudumihan ka. So for the last part of my presentation, I will introduce to you yung different option natin as an engineer or yung different line of work ng isang engineer. Kung gusto nyo direct bakbakan, pero ultimately madudumihan kayo, you might consider field work. So halimbawa, as a civil engineer, ito yung tinatawag nating site engineer. So dito pumupunta kayo sa mga lugar, dito talaga personally gagamitin ninyo hindi lang yung utak, but pati yung katawan ninyo in gathering and synthesizing information. Kung ayaw nyo naman madumihan, kung gusto nyo kayo sa medyo malinis na part or medyo malinis na portion, consider yung line of work natin sa laboratory and plant works. This type of work, kung gusto nyo sa laboratory, mas very applicable to sa ceramics engineering natin, mining, chemical engineering, that yung na mas focus sila sa chemistry or sa chemical component ng engineering. Kung gusto niyo naman na nakababad lang kayo kaka-computer nyo, you might consider taking design, research, or programming line of work. Ngayon, ito yung mga super technical na ginagamit ito yung mga super technical na normally napupuntahan ng isang engineering graduate. But in fact, there are other fields of engineering, and yung iba ko kakilala, mas mayaman pa sila since doon sila sa non-conventional track of engineering napunta. These tracks, kung magaling kayo magsalita, kung people person kayo, magaling kayo magbenta, you might consider taking sales and marketing, no? So, hindi porket nasa sales and marketing kayo, soft skills lang yung magiging basis ninyo, kailangan din ng technical knowledge natin. Kasi mamaya, nagbebenta kayo ng aircon, tinanong kayo ng client ninyo, anong pinagkaiba nito sa previous aircons, then hindi nyo masasagot, hindi nyo mabebenta yung product ninyo. No? So now we're dealing with technical sales and marketing. It is very important na you are knowledgeable doon sa technical aspect and doon sa soft skills natin. Last is kitawag nating assurance. No, in assurance, ginagawa natin to for quality checking. Meaning, dito madalas na pupunta yung mga tinatawag nating inspectors. No, kung gusto niyo i-validate yung gawa ng kapwa nyo engineers, assurance yung pinaka-perfect line of work para sa inyo. So now, I hopefully na-introduce ko sa iyo yung mga most common engineering professions sa Philippines, pati yung mga different line of works. And hopefully is kahit paano, na-encourage ko kayo kahit mga 1% or 2% na mag-take ng engineering profession. So in the end, tandaan, hindi porket naging engineer kayo mismo yung sasabak sa field. Hindi porket naging civil engineer kayo yung maghahalo ng semento. No? Naging engineer kayo so that you can go one step higher, no, you control kung ano yung nangyayari sa mismong site natin, not necessarily ikaw yung maghahalo ng semento. So in the end, no, sabi nga natin, kahit anong piliin natin, kahit anong field of engineering yung piliin natin, we always choose with our heart. Sabi nga, di ba? Sabi nga rin ni Confucius, when you choose a job that you love, you will never work a day in your life. No, so then sabi nga rin ni Mr. Kitoriano kanina, no, okay lang maging pabago-bago yung isip nyo. In the end, ang mahalaga, yung pipiliin natin, yung gusto nating gawin sa life. And before I end this presentation, I would like to remind you na there's no easy path. Kahit engineering or hindi engineering yung kunin yung course, walang madaling proseso. Basta ang mahalaga, always trust the process, and in the end, that everything will be well. So ayan, so I hope napanood nyo na itong movie ito, and I hope na ma-inspire kayo ng movie na to in taking up engineering and other technical courses. So here ends my presentation. I hope na may nakuha naman kayo kahit paano. And for if you have more questions, kindly reserve it for our question and answer portion later.
Okay. Once again, Sir Venson, Engineer Venson Kai, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing us your expertise, field of expertise, especially in engineering. So, that has been, we had two speakers already. So before we proceed to our next speaker, allow me to remind you of our procedure for those who would like to take part in the Tala Scholarship. So again, if you want to be our Tala Scholar, you must send the details to our virtual assistant. So for those who are asking, where is our virtual assistant? Our virtual assistant is right here with us at Zoom. So simply look for the name virtual assistant. So that's the name virtual assistant. Kindly send these details: name, school, general average, and why are you deserving to win or to be the next Tala Scholar. Okay, and then later on, or probably until tomorrow, we will be picking the winner via raffle, who will win our Tala Scholarship for the next batch. So our next feature is we will be opening a pre-test. So we have a free pre-test. Again, you heard that right. This is free pre-test to everyone. So it is open to everyone. The schedule of the pre-test will be on July 25. So please like us on Facebook so that you will be updated of the different schedule for our free pre-test. What are you going to do? What do you need to prepare? When will it happen? What time exactly? Okay, so I hope that we will also see you in our free pretest. So grab this opportunity. So sayang naman, libre lang naman to. Kung may time naman kayo, please join our free pretest. Again, this is open for everyone.
Stars are in line, the weeper, we would know. I've been told that the fire's old.
Okay. Now we will proceed to our next speaker. So for our next speaker, her topic is trip trip to the future. I don't know how to read this. PH and then future. Okay, so trip to the future. So allow me to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is a graduate of public health last 2015. She served as a deployed public health associate and universal health care implementer in Season, Pangasinan from 2015 to 2017. Currently, a junior intern slash fourth year med student in St. Luke's. Let us all welcome and let's put our hands together for Miss Hope Lanica Bautista.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you
Good
hear
afternoon,
me?
Ma'am Hope.
Yes. May I please share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Can you see my slides po?
It is, yes, we can see your slides now.
Okay.
Take it away, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hope. Right now, like what ma'am said, I'm still a medical student. So, hindi, different from engineer, Kai and circuits who have already somehow established their career. I've had a fair share then of my work then after college grad, pero in terms of being a doctor or in terms of medicine, I'm still in the process. So everything that I will share ngayon, from experience pa lang. And yun din, disclaimer din, I cannot talk everything about public health and medicine. I can only talk about what I've gone through then. And especially now, wait, can you see me? I can't see myself, sorry. Sige. Yun. What am I saying? Yun, especially now na the current situation, medyo nag-iiba din yung itsura din ng med school ngayon kasi we're online. We're doing, kami personally, we're the first batch to do online clerkship. So instead of going to the hospitals, we're doing new things na no one has ever even gone before. Ganyan. Okay, so sige, let's start. Like Ma'am said kanina, I'm a graduate of public health. Kabatch ko si Sir Kit, so I entered in 2011, yan. But I graduated in 2015. Tapos, I did 2 years muna of return service because that's the contract of, we're also the first batch to have the return service agreement of UP Manila. So, I had to do 2 years of service then. So I'll talk about that then later kasi I think it will also affect your decision in entering a medical field, especially in UP. So UP lang siya. Tapos, yun nga, 2017, I applied for med school. So I I enrolled in St. Luke's Medical Center. So, ayan, 4th year na ako ngayon. So, why did I choose public health? So, yung presentation ko pala is more of makwento and yung experience ko so that you'll know how I went through it. Hindi lahat naman nung sasabihin ko sana sundin yung word for word or parang ganun, pero kayo. Yan. So, bakit ko pinili yung public health as a pre-med course? Basically, it's alam ko sinabi ni Kits to na wag niyong gagawin. Pero ako kasi talaga, the way I did it nung high school pa kami, kasi nga, di ba, sa Pisay, may mga certain courses lang kami pwedeng i-take, hindi lahat pwede. Tinanggal ko lahat ng courses na feel ko, hindi ko gusto. Syempre, personal yon. So, sorry to say, pero tinanggal ko yung mga engineering courses kasi nga, I don't see myself naman in that area. Tapos, hindi rin ako magaling sa research. Hindi talaga ako magaling sa research. So, hindi ko rin yun pinili, yung mga ganong ano. Tapos, basta, ang natira talaga is public health and I think pharmacy din, yun yung sa mga things. Pero yung first choice ko nun is public health. Ganyan. I didn't know anything about public health talaga. As in, later ko na lang nalaman na it's one of the parang recommended pre-med courses. Pero hindi ko pa yun alam when I was entering. Ganyan. Hindi ko pa talaga alam. Yun. Pero eventually, napunta ako sa public health. Maraming nag-a-ask, yun nga, saan ba yung best school? Natakal na rin to ni Kits kanina. Na ano nga ba yung best school to go to? Ganyan. But like, for me din talaga, I believe na your performance is greater than the reputation. Tama yung sinabi ni Kits, and I really believe in that as well, na competence and character is what's going to help you in your career, not the reputation of the school, because there are a lot of alumni of different parang good schools. Actually, there's no bad school. Parang totoo. I mean, NCR-based ka man na school, provincial-based school ka man, public school ka man. I was also a product of public school. Then elementary, yung elementary school namin is tapat lang ng bahay namin dito sa province. So central school lang din ako nung elementary ako. But basta I've seen then people from provincial schools who excel well even in med school. So it doesn't matter. What matters is you, your reputation, your performance, yung competence mo, yung character mo. Yun. So, nung college nga ako, I went to this school, to University of the Philippines, Manila College of Public Health, which is not actually my dream school. Secret na lang yung dream school ko, pero color blue siya. Pero, no regrets naman when I went na dito sa public health. Kasi nga, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, not by accident, pero ganun talaga yung naging proseso. So, background lang about BS Public Health. 4-year course siya, yan. Before, it was only 1 track, pero I think last 2 years ago, it's now 2. May 2 na siyang tracks. Parang STEM, yung mga ganun, pero in college na. So, meron yung Population Health and MLS, or Medical Lab Science. Yung Medical Lab Science is what you guys know as MedTech, parang ganun. And then Population Health is really, I will tell you more pala mamaya. Yan. So, yung population health, i-discuss ko kasi parang yun yung more na I went into after college. Pero itong MLS na, actually nag-boards din ako, pero hindi ko talaga in-apply. So, these are your, basically it's about body. I mean, you get to go to a lab and you process the specimens. Yan, usually bodily fluids. You have urine, you have your blood, you have your poop, stool. Stool. You will get used to it, even if you think na, kadiri naman. I'm sure some of you, not gonna lie din naman, it's not glamorous, the things that you do. And especially those who have fear of needles. I also had fear of needles, pero nasanay na lang din. Nasanay na lang din kasi we had to do practicals in doing the venipuncture. So that's the lower right of your venipuncture. We had to do that nung 3rd year, 4th year kami, parang twice every week. So you have to practice on your partner, and yung partner mo, practicean ka rin niya. So no choice ka. Yan. Yan. Tapos ito yung after ko nag-college nga, I had to serve din sa, so I went to this, I think 3rd or 4th class municipality. I was deployed there. Ito yung sa mga things na I did there. So, yan, nag-help out lang din ako dito. I'm not a medtech nga eh. So, I'm just helping out here. So, ito yung isa mga, yan. So, ito, ano bang ginagawa pag sputum exam? It helps you diagnose, helps lang, or confirms your diagnosis. Yan, so, TB, yan. So, yan, little lang about yun, about public health. So, ano ba yung pwedeng yung i-go into once after public health? Kasi yung public health medyo broad siya. So, you can go into Masters of Public Health. You can go into Masters in the Sciences. Marami din, ano yun, like I said, medyo may pagka-medtech siya. So, you can go to MS Microbio. You can go to MS Epidemiology. Yan, marami kasi siya. And then you can also go to research. I have a friend who got a scholarship, basta got accepted in Johns Hopkins University as a researcher, ganyan. So, marami kayong pwedeng. Tapos, me naman, I went into, yun nga, as a public health associate. Na-deploy ako as part of the DOH. If you know yung mga deployment programs ng DOH ngayon, merong nurses, merong public health associates, meron ding midwives, tapos may doctors din. So, ako, public health associate. Tapos later on, na-promote ako to universal health implementer. And then, syempre, ito yung usually na siguro mga more than 80% of people who graduate from public health go into medicine. So, ano yung mga ginawa ko as a public health? Yan, so these are the people that I've worked with. Yung naka-yellow sa gitna, he's the mayor. Yung nasa left of your screen, left niya, yun yung mas bata na doctor. Si Dr. Sam, DTTB siya. If you don't know DTTB, it's a deployment program then of the DOH, Doctors to the Barrios. It's a 2-year program then. But now, Dr. Sam is in the central office of DOH. So, yeah, she's there na. Tapos yung nasa right niya na naka-red, yung right ni Mayor na naka-red, si Dr. Felagmay, she's the Municipal Health Officer. And then the others are other staff. So yung mga midwife, nandito din yung mga nurses na deployed. I think nandito rin yung mga engineer, nandito rin yung other bosses. So, ano yung mga ginawa ko doon? Nag-hike ng bundok kasi some of our, barangays are in the far-flung areas. Totoo. They're in the, akit ka talaga ng bundok. So, masaya lang ako dito kasi syempre may nakita rin ako mga nature, may ganyan, mga fieldwork, parang ganyan. So, masaya siya. Tapos, etong nasa taas ninyo na yung mga gamot. So, I had to do inventory and then I'm the one also parang making a report kung ilan yung kakailanganan namin. Yan, ng mga medicine, ilan yung sinuserve namin ng mga hypertensive and diabetic patients, and then I'll do a report on it or help do the report on it, and then we'll pass it to the pharmacist din ng DOH so that they can provide us. Then I also help din yung how get the certification din ng TB dots namin. So marami siyang paperworks din talaga. Tapos may konting comp-ish din siya. But don't worry, you don't have to do this. It's just one of the things that I tried to do. Yan. So I tried to make this Excel. So I've always liked din kasi this Microsoft Excel. Parang I like I like doing this stuff. Parang admin work. So yan, I try to help yung them have this parang master sheet, yan, master list of the people. Yan. Tapos, yan, I also had to help them in bloodletting. So, nag-donate din ako. This is my last day, actually, of work na I wanted to make a mark somehow for me. Yun. So, nag-donate ako ng blood for that municipality. Yan. So, yan yung mga things in a public health associate life. So, basically, it's all around work, whatever. That's what I think. Mention description, but what I really did is whatever I can do to help the rural health unit, I do it. Like I always ask them, what can I help? What can I help? Yun yung what I tried to do. So I work closely with the doctors. I work closely with the nurses. I work closely with the midwives. Ganyan. Whatever help I can do. I also did some health educations and yun, nag-teach din ako sa mga bata, nag-teach din ako sa mga BHWs. Yan. Tapos, and after 2 years, yun nga, I applied sa St. Luke's. Thank God, I was a scholar. I was admitted as a scholar. Yan. So this is my St. Luke's family. We are 120 plus. Hindi ko na alam. 120 plus when we first came in. But syempre, after some years, some people had to go. Yan. By choice and some, yun. So, if you want to know how med life looks like, this is it. Wow, yan. So, hindi akin to, pero some of my friends. So, yan. That's only for just 2 months worth of, or 1.5 months worth of reading. Yan. And then, so this is our professor, yung naka-stethoscope sa gitna. We also have, he's a neurologist. Not sure if surgeon, pero neuro din si Doc. Diary. Yan. Ito yung mga ka-groupmates ko. So, this is one of our small group discussion. So, we will interview a patient. Siyempre, wala yung patient dyan kasi patient confidentiality. We will interview a patient and then yun, lahat vitals, interview, ganyan. Tapos, we will present it to the doctor. Kung ano yung findings namin. We'll try to come up with our own differentials or what we think might be the disease, ganyan. And then, until diagnostics, until management, ganyan. As ito yung one of the learnings din, skills din sa med school. So yan. Ano lang pala to, sorry guys. I'm talking about St. Luke's lang Hindi lahat ng schools din kasi pare-parehas ng way of teaching. May iba-iba kasi. Sa amin, it's per block. Sa iba, it's case-based. So I'm just talking for St. Luke's. So we also have outreaches. Yan. So this is part of the SC outreach program. Meron kasi kaming partner na urban poor community in Manila, Old Balara. It's the community talaga na sinaserve ng St. Luke's for years now. And every year, yan, the SC has an outreach program for the children there. Tapos, wala to. Ayun. Yun. Yun yung video ng ito yung video nito. I'll just skip it. I'll just link it to you na lang. ito din yung isa sa mga orgs na sinalihan ko, which is Agape naman. Ito naman, it's a retreat / a medical mission sa Bataan. Tama ba? Yes, Bataan. So, far lang din to. We had to, yun din, climb mountain to go to the area. Yan. And then, nag-med mission kami doon. Ito naman is another org. Yan. Dami kong orgs, no? 3. SC Agape, tsaka ito. Sa Gipbayan. So, ito naman is in Laguna. Yan. So, medical mission din. Tapos, nag-exchange student din ako. Yan. In Malaysia. So, marami rin ako natutunan doon, and ang the best doon is we get to mingle then and bond with the locals there who are also med students. So, different din yung sa kanila doon. Different yung health system nila, different sa atin. So, yan. Yung kasama ko dito si Shaira, med student din yan ng St. Luke's. Batchmate din ni Kids. So, magka-batchmates kaming 3. So, ito yung mga questions na pinapatanong sa akin ni Kids, na feeling ko questions din. Ano po yung magandang pre-med course? To be honest, sabi nila, it's public health. Sabi nila. But I believe you can't really pinpoint a course that would, seal you as a person who will be a good doctor someday. There are it really depends on you. Sabi nga, yun nga, like we always say, it's really competence and character. So it doesn't matter din talaga at the end. Yung top 1 ng batch namin ngayon is, well, health related, pero yung sumunod sa yung third, yung first years namin, yung incoming second years, ang top 1 ng batch nila is BS Psych. So, Psych actually, they say they have a lot of disadvantages pag nag-med school kasi they don't have, somehow hindi sila, may mga kulang silang subjects or may mga subjects sila na hindi masyadong clinical, ganon. But he was able to prove na kaya niya. So, may advantages din ang nursing. Yes, I know. Pero meron din silang mga may hindi din talaga. Hindi rin talaga always. Yan. Tapos, nursing, ano pa ba? Medtech, meron advantages ang medtech in certain subjects like microbiology, ganyan. Pero, hindi rin talaga guarantee yun. So, if I would tell you na lang siguro, just go with, like the kids said, what you think you will excel in talaga. Paano mag-apply for med school? Wow, grabe, grade 12 pa lang kayo, pero application na for med school. Pero sige, pahapyaw lang. So, different schools have different requirements. Some schools have more requirements than others. Some schools have konti lang. Yan. So, yung basic lang na mga requirements, syempre, dapat graduate ka ng any course. Ngayon, it doesn't matter kung science course ka or whatever course. I have a batchmate who is an engineer. Ayan. So, engineer siya, graduate, pero nag-med school. I have some friends din na, ano pa ba, mga, meron din akong kilala noon, nakasabay ko nag-review center sa NMAT is, ano yung course niya, parang literature, parang journalism, ganon. Hindi ko na maalala yung specific, pero more parang ganon. Parang literature, ganon. Yan. So, any course. Meron lang atang minimum requirement of courses, pero lahat pwede. NMAT, yung NMAT, it's like, hindi siya entrance exam actually, more on, parang, basta NMAT, you have to go through it, an exam for everyone who wants to enter med school, you have to take it. Ang lalabas na result mo doon is your percentage kung parang ranking siya. So if your score kunwari is 98, you're at the top 2% of the students na nag-exam nung time na yun. So different schools have different requirements. Sa St. Luke's, 90. So we have to be top 10%. Sa ibang schools, di ko memorize, pero some 85, some 60, some 50. Pero I think for Ateneo, UP, and St. Luke's, 90%. You have to get 90%. Syempre, mas better if talagang marami kang kalaban-ish, you get better, like hindi lang 90, mga 98. 98, 99. Ang pinakamataas pala is 99 plus. Yan. Walang babagsak pala doon sa NMAT. Hindi siya, walang failing score doon. So, pwede kang, ang siguro ang pinakamababa mong makukuha is 1. So, ibig sabihin, nasa bottom ka talaga. Yun. Pero galingan nyo, kaya nyo yan. Syempre, transcript of records. Hindi kailangan graduate ka na agad. Parang, 4th year pa lang, pwede ka nang mag-request nung transcript of records mo. Tapos, isama mo na doon to follow na lang yung buo na. So, application form. Yan. So, yun nga. Mostly naman available online. So, check nyo na lang yan. Application fee. Ito yung medyo mabigat kasi medyo mahal din. 1,523K. Hindi ko lang alam kung magtataas na sila pero yan ang pagkakaalala ko. So, syempre, kung balak mo applyan lahat ng school, lahat ng med school sa buong Pilipinas, mapapamahal ka. So, I suggest just pick 4 or 3. Actually, ako, 2 lang. Tama ba? Oo. 2 lang yung in-applyan ko talaga. Yan. Tapos, ito yung mga iba-iba. Yung iba, they require, yung iba hindi. Letter of recommendation from professors. So, maging mabait din kayo sa mga professor nyo talaga. Kasi they can give you that recommendation. Batch ranking. So, important din talaga yon. And good moral certificate. Yes, important talaga na you have a clean record. And syempre, if you're aiming for a scholarship, mas marami pa. Kasi they would require some electric bills. Well, at least for St. Luke's, yun yung mga kinailangan. Electric bills, water bills, ganun. So, iba pa yun. Yan. Ito na. Ate Hope, mahirap po ba mag-med? Yan. Mahirap ba mag-med? Yan. You can see naman, this is me. Yan. In the left side, I don't know kung anong pinag-uusapan dyan. I think this is bio, chem. Joke, hindi. Pharma. Joke lang, hindi ko na alam. Seriously, hindi ko na alam. Pero, yan. Nakita niya tong friend ko. She's sleeping. Yan. But, yeah. What can I say? It will really require a lot of you in med school. Yan. Really be prepared and really take time to think about it. A lot of people now are, after they graduate college, they take time off din talaga and think about if they really want to go to med school. Kasi you have to be committed din talaga. If you enter med school, it's 4 to 5 years of your life. Sabi nga ni Kits kanina, kung napipilitan ka lang, sayang. Masasayang. Mahal din mag-med school. Yon. If you're wondering how much med school tuition is, it's let's just say 300K per year. Yon. If you're not a scholar, it's really a lot. So really think about it. But if you're really sure about it, go for it. Pero if you're not pa, take a time off. Yan. Yan. But you know yun. Marami naman tutulong sa'yo sa med school. So ito yung mga things na like when you're there naman, you have a good support system. Yan. Thank God. Yan. Ito pala, that's the reason why I'm sharing this. Yun nga, like I told you, I'm a scholar sa St. Luke's. And the reason why I was able to get that scholarship because yung requirements kasi ng St. Luke's before, not now, iba na ngayon, but before, so long as you are a cum laude and you have NMAT of 90, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you're standing economically. So long as you have that you're Latin honored and you have NMAT of more than 90, pasok ka na, full scholar ka na. Pero ngayon, nag-iba na rin yung terms ng St. Luke's. I think 93 na NMAT and at least magna. Diba? Sobrang laki. Which means lang, guys, what I want just to say is you cannot disregard your pre-med life. Yun. Hindi pwedeng, if you want to go into if you want to have a scholarship, yun pala sasabi ko. If you want to be a scholar, kailangan yung galingan. Kailangan yung galingan sa pre-med ninyo. Yan lang. So how would you prepare? I suggest you meditate on this. I firmly believe naman na we all have a calling and I believe na where God would lead you, He's gonna be the one to prepare you for this. He's gonna be the one who will put you to point A to point B. So I hope then you pray about it. I'm not sure if any of you are religious, but for me, that's one of the things that I did when I considered going to med school. I really prayed about it. I really asked the Lord if it's His will for me. And thank God, yun nga, like I showed you, God really blessed me naman. He blessed me with a support system in med school. He gave me scholarship. I mean, I'm not saying na lahat din ito mangyayari din for you guys. But what I'm just saying is, if you know that it's your calling, the Lord it's irrevocable. Yan. Kahit matagal yung time na yon, you will get there. Yon. So I think that ends my presentation. If you have more questions, just ask it na lang din sa open forum natin. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hope, for sharing that wonderful medicine journey. So we hope and pray that you will be having a successful journey as you accomplish your med school. So thank you so much, Miss Hope.
Thank you.
So for our next part of the Clear Talk, we will going to discuss ano ba yung mga dapat gawin, or ano ang title? Yun, ano ba ang pwedeng puntahan? Sorry. So, ano ba ang pwedeng puntahan with Sir Kits? Sir Kits, are you there?
Yes po, yes.
Okay, thank you, Sir Kits. Take it away.
Ayan, hello. Ito ay pictures kasi na ginawa ko before, na pinost ko sa timeline ko. I think some of you nakita na ito kasi familiar ng ibang names. Pero mapakita ko lang siya ulit. Itong discussion na tayo, ano ba yung mga pwedeng careers? Pero guys, since taga-UPLB ako, para medyo bias lang ng konti, mga courses ng UPLB ang ipapakita ko. And at the same time, i-relate ko, pero yung mga courses na yon, i-connect ko din siya sa ibang schools. Okay? Ginamit ko lang na template yung UPLB courses. Okay? Kasi ang hirap gumawa ng PowerPoint. Okay? So, ayan. Napag-usapan na ni Engineer Kai yung iba't ibang wait lang. May problema. Okay? Wait lang ha. Sorry, wait lang. Ayan. So, zoom in ko na lang guys. Ito ay UPLB courses siya. So, ayan. May ginawa akong ganito para sa UPLB before. Check nyo na lang sa timeline, no? Hindi ko kung paano yon, bahala na. Basta may ganyan. Okay? Gamitin ko ay UPLB courses. So, tignan natin isa-isa. Okay? So, again guys, i-relate ko siya. Yes, UPLB presentation to, pero i-relate ko siya sa ibang universities, no? Okay. So, ano meron? So, agriculture muna tayo guys. Isa to sa mga courses or sa isang courses sa mga fields, no? Na binabaniwala ng tao. Actually, ang UPLB ang rami niya ng ginawa to recruit the best of the best sa country. Okay? Ang rami na ng ginawa pero wala talaga gaanong pumupunta. Kasi ang iniisip lagi ng mga estudyante, pag agri graduate ka, magsasaka. And there's nothing wrong about it, pero alam mo naman yung misconception ay yung ating konsepto na isang magsasaka. As a matter of fact, among all jobs no, sa country, farming is one of the lowest paying professions. Okay? Pero guys, being an agriculture graduate is not about farming naman. It's not about, parang hindi na siya being a farmer. Kaya sa engineering, pwede kang nasa field, pwede kang nasa office, pwede kang nasa research laboratory. For example, sa UPLB guys, the best school for agriculture in the Philippines is UPLB. Kasi yung pioneer. Okay? Yung mga CLSU, okay, Mindanao State University and other universities sa country, okay, yung agriculture nila, lahat, tinitignan mo yung mga president nga ng universities na to or mga deans ng agriculture nila ay graduate ng UPLB. And pag nag-BS agriculture kasi UPLB guys, you can specialize in agronomy, Agricultural extension, ito yung mga pupunta sa field to explain sa farmers yung mga new farming technologies. Meron din sa animal science if you want to develop cheese or dairy products. If you want to understand how kung paano mag-grow ng pigs, pwede din sa animal science. Pwede rin horticulture. If you want to, parang a successful researcher or parang businesswoman or businessman sa ornamental plants, pwede mong take ang horticulture. Pwede rin crop science. Okay, mag-aaral ka ng mga different crops, paano sila bubuhayin. Okay, pwede rin soil science about sa lupa, agricultural system sa mga irrigation system, sa farming, organic farming, urban farming. Entomology, ito yung sa mga peste, isa rin na pinaka in-demand na career right now. Okay, entomologist kasi marami na yung peste sa atin. Weed science, hindi ito about sa weeds or marijuana. Ha? Ang weed science is patungkol sa mga peste na halaman. Kasi if you define weeds, ito ay any plant that are pest or detrimental to crops. Okay? Plant pathology naman, mga sakit ng halaman ito. And of course, ito yung pinaka-latest na major or specialization na agri students sa UPLB, Landscape Agroforestry. Okay, ito yung parang gumagawa ka ng forest agricultural system or combination ng urban agricultural system. Kasi maraming UPLB graduates ang successful, no? Yung agriculture successful. Alam niyo yung Bounty Fresh, yung may-ari na UPLB graduate, agriculture. Okay? Alam niyo yung may-ari ng mga, if you know yung mga biotech farms, gumagawa ng genetically modified organism, yung mga genetically modified crops. Okay? Yun, BS Agriculture ang mga graduates noon. Okay? So, malawak ang sakop ng agriculture. And guys, agriculture ay lagi siyang in demand. Sa matter of fact, maraming agri students ang hindi unemployed. Sa UPLB, okay, may survey sila before marami almost 98% nasa agriculture sector talaga. Kasi guys, hindi naman nawawala ang pagkagustuhan ng tao na kumain. Okay, habang may tao, may pagkain, may agriculture. Okay? So ito sa mga courses, nagbago na sila ng curriculum, marami interesting na courses guys, no? For BS Agriculture. Again, ayan, may benta ng turon. Okay? Ang BS Agriculture ay not only for guys, not only for farmers, or kung gusto sa farming, pwede ka din nga sa lab, o kahit saan aspect. Okay? Next. Yan, so yun yung mga courses, yung mga pwede mong career na pwedeng pasukan. Pwede ka sa government, sa international institution. Okay, pwede ka as educator. Lahat naman ng field, pwede ka educator Okay, or researcher. Okay, pwede ka sa agricultural companies. Okay, yung mga rice companies, hybrid companies, etc. So maraming kumukuha. Okay. Next naman ay agricultural chemistry. Ito sa pinakamahirap na course sa UPLB kasi combination siya ng agri at chem. And what is so interesting about this course is that, kaya na makikita nyo dito. Okay. Ayan. Diba? Kagaya na makikita nyo dito. Ayan. Pwede kang mag-take ng agriculturista exam, licensure exam. At the same time, pwede kayo maging chemist. So double siya. Agriculturist ka na, chemist ka pa. Pwede ka pa maging chemical technician. 3 board exam ang pwede mong kunin pag AdChem graduate ka. Ilang years siya? 5 years. Again, pwede mong specialize yung kapareho ng agriculture. Ang difference ng dalawa is that mas focus siya sa chemistry. One good career ay sa mga pesticides o sa fertilizers. Gumagawa yung mga AdChem graduates natin ng mga nano-fertilizers, nano-pesticides, biopesticides. Yung iba naman gumagawa ng way to produce food packaging material. For example, sa UPLB, may team na nag-research about food packaging, paano gumawa ng mga liquid coat. For example, pag binabad mo yung prutas doon, hindi siya pepestihin, yung mga ganon, something like that. O pwede rin may gumagawa din ng mga juices na nilalagay sa organic plants to grow them. Mga ganon yung ginagawa ng AdChem. So it's very interesting, no? Hindi siya yung tipong usually nasa yung typical na pagtingin natin sa agriculture. Okay? Another course naman is, ito yung gusto ko din sanang kunin noon na hindi naman ako familiar pa. This is agricultural biotechnology, no? Agricultural biotechnology or agri-biotech. Pwede silang magkuha ng agriculturist na licensure exam. Basta kumuha ka lang ng certain courses, no? Dagdag na courses or degree programs. Okay, para hindi tayo malito guys, ang tawag natin sa itong Agri-Biotech, BS Bio ay degree program. Sa UPLD kasi, ang tawag nila degree program. Ang courses na tinutukoy kasi natin ay subjects. Ito, for example, ito, courses to, mga subjects. Okay? So, gano'n na, pag-discuss tayo dito. Okay? So, ang Agri-Biotech naman, pwede kang mag-major into animal biotechnology, food biotech, and crop protection biotechnology. Guys, sa Pilipinas, UPLB pa lang yata nag-offer itong Agri-Biotech. Medyo bata siya eh. At ano siya, since 2010. Okay? Ang mga graduates ito guys ay animal biotechnology, nag-improve sila ng milk products. Okay, ina-enhance sila yung milk production sa baka, o i-improve nila yung quality ng meat ng mga organisms, ay ng mga crop, ay ng mga livestock or poultry products natin. Parang gano'n. Sa crop biotechnology naman, meron isang project dyan na gumagawa ng way how to easily ripen papaya or how to make seedless fruits. Okay, or how to make drought-tolerant or flood-resistant varieties ng crops. So medyo interesting siya guys, no? For food biotechnology naman, for example, gumagawang UPLB ng mga wine products na kakaiba gamit yung ating indigenous material. Okay, meron din naman siya gumagawa ng marami pang iba. As a matter of fact guys, itong team na Agri-Biotech students, tas yung food tech na course, at yung chemical engineering, they're currently proposing sa UPLB, no, na magkaroon ng master's degree na, MS na siya, on food engineering naman. So later on yun, so baka pagka-graduate yun ng college, mayroon na MS in food engineering. So maganda din siyang field. May kinalaman yan sa food biotechnology. Okay? So ito yung ibang mga courses. At ayan. Tapos meron tayong participant na hindi nakamute. Ayan. So, joke lang. Okay? So again, yung mga careers, ito yung mga pwedeng careers na marami. And some Agri-Biotech students, guys, no, sad to say, nasa abroad na, okay, and they are very successful doon. Iba sa nila ay part talaga ng mga big research projects or big agricultural companies na gumagawa ng mga genetically modified products, ng mga good agricultural products like fertilizers, no? At mga kung ano-ano pa. Okay? Meron din tayong BS Food Technology, pero binago na siya ngayon. Ang tawag niyan sa kanya ay BS Food Science and Technology. Meron ba siyang licensure exam? Pending pa rin yung bill eh. I think, ako kung pasado na, pero pag kumuha kayo ng BS Food Science and Technology ngayon, most likely pag-graduate nyo, may licensure exam na siya. Okay, meron siyang specialization, food engineering, food microbiology, and food chemistry. Food microbiology, one good career, one good research na ginagawa nila dito, or one good thesis na ginagawa ng estudyante dito is on for example, how to improve yung ating, pwede ba tayong gumawa ng parang quote-unquote kimchi version ng Philippines using ating indigenous crops, something like that, no? Di ba may bacteria doon na ginagamit? Or pwede yung, for example, sa production ng cheese or sa production ng wine, how can we improve the performance of our bacteria or our yeast, yung mga ganon. Okay? Food engineering naman gumagawa ng new food products. Yung mga food tech friends ko, minsan may pinapatikin sa akin kung ano-ano. Ito po ay juice na ganito, ganyan. Tikim-tikim naman ako kasi part yun ng kanilang mga inaaral. Gumagawa sila ng juice, gumagawa sila ng kung ano-ano. Okay? Sa Diliman naman, mayroon silang food tech. Pero magkaiba kasi yung food tech ng Diliman at LB. Ang food tech kasi ng Diliman ay 5 years. Tapos siya ay medyo industrial. Talagang parang sa factory setting. Okay? Or sa large scale. For example, ang mga sinasagot nila din is, how can we mass produce yung mga sardines? How can we produce better food products in a larger scale? Sa UPLB kasi medyo focus sa community talaga, local level. Okay, for example, yung mga taga-Eastern Samar, meron silang crop na ganito. Ano yung pwede nilang gawin doon na food products out of it? Yun yung mga typical na tinatanong pag sa UPLB. Other universities may food tech din, no? Hindi ko lang alam kung ano yung mga yun. You can Google naman. Okay? Next ay BA Communication Arts. Okay. Kasi na bang pinagkaiba ng BA Communication Arts sa Mass Communication? Okay. Ang Communication Arts kasi guys, for the term itself, it's of course the art, no? The art of communicating. Okay. Or mayroon ibang forms of communication. Pwede siyang through speech. Kaya nga mayroong speech communication na major ang Com Arts. Again, this is Communication Arts. Isa food tech. Speech communication. Pwede siyang through text. Kaya nga meron tayong major in writing. Pwede rin through performance. Kaya meron tayong major na theater arts. And later on, guys, ang BA Communication Arts ng UPLB, magkakaroon din ng major, no, na animation studies. Meron kaming sophisticated na animation lab sa UPLB, kaka-open lang last year. So, kung gusto nyo animation, digital arts, no? UPLB meron sila. Meron din BA Communication Arts sa ibang university. Again, ang inaaral dito is more on the artistic or the creative way of communicating, no? Through speech communication. If you want to be a spoken word artist, gusto mo talaga ng isang degree program about it, this is the best course for you. Pero some graduates of BA Communication Arts usually ay nasa teatro, okay, yung mga theater arts, o nasa mga publishing companies, gumagawa ng magsusulat. Iba naman ay bilang social media managers o nag-write ng feature articles sa iba't ibang magazines o newspapers or kung saan man. At yung iba naman ay nasa public advertisement, public ad sector, or sa public relations. Yung iba ay PR officer, yung iba naman ay nasa Cultural Center of the Philippines. So iba-iba. Okay, diverse yung career na pinipili nila. Okay? So yun yung communication arts. Wala siyang board exam as of now, no? Okay? So for academic years lang siya. And for mass communication kasi, ito kasi BA Communication Arts ay arts talaga sa humanities. Ang BS Mass Communication kasi, BA Mass Communication, for sa Diliman, it's more a combination siya ng arts and science. Okay? So may pagka-social science din siya in a way. Okay? More on siya, journalism, investigative reporting. Okay? Yung mga ganong aspeto. Okay? Yun yung sa mass communication. So if you want to be a journalist, mas magandang kunin ang BA Mass Communication compared sa BA Communication Arts. Okay? Next naman ay BA Philosophy. Ito yung lagi nire-recommend ko sa students ko na best pre-law. Guys, kung sa pre-law kasi guys, pag maglo-law ka, first of all, lahat ng law course, ay lahat ng courses or degree programs ay pwedeng gawing pre-law. Okay, pwede siyang gawin as prerequisite course or prerequisite degree program for your law. Kung gusto mo mag-law later on, pwede kahit anong course. Basta masatisfy mo lang yung requirement ng school. Halimbawa, let's say sa UP Diliman, mayroon siyang certain number of social sciences subjects, certain number or certain degree units, no, ng certain degree number units, certain degree units or number of units na for English, for science, etc. So may requirements siya. So depende na lang yan sa university. Pero guys, philo kasi, bakit maganda ang philo for lawyers? Di ba guys, ang lawyers kasi usually, dapat magaling sila sa reasoning, logical reasoning or argumentation, or pag-argue. Ang lawyers kasi dapat magaling sila gumawa ng case, mag-build ng case. And if you want to argue, dapat meron kang deep philosophical background. Okay? Yun yung meron sa mga philo graduates. Pero guys, marami din philo graduates. Okay, better po ba ang philo than policy or legal management as pre-law? For me, yes. If you want to really be a good lawyer, I mean, as in good na makipag-argue, maganda siya for criminal defense, litigation, etc. Pero kung gusto mo naman is yung lawyer na parang office-based lawyer lang, nag-aasikaso ng government contracts, nag-aasikaso ng notary lawyer ka lang, yung mga gano'n. I mean, not lang pero I mean notary lawyer ka, or yung medyo office-based ka, yung hindi sa korte talaga, maganda na rin ng legal management or political science, no? Political science is good for those who want to pursue specializations sa civil rights law, political law, yung government, anything to do with government. Pero kung ikaw naman ay private lawyer sa mga cases ka, nag-argue ka ng cases parang for homicide and for, let's say, murder, yung mga ganong cases or family law, I don't recommend political science, no? Okay. So yan, BA Philosophy, yun yung mga kinukuha. And some philo graduates of UPLB ay nasa iba't ibang sector. Yung iba nga nasa industry siya. Kasi the thing about philo is that ang galing kasi nila mag-isip. Analytical sila mag-isip, logical. And they are very important in solving different business problems, okay, or industrial problems. Yes, you can also take, may nagtanong, pwede po bang BA Philo to focus sa environmental ethics? Yes. Okay, pwede. And you can later on take a master's degree in environmental science if you want to be an environmental scientist. Okay? Next naman, ito yung isa rin sa paborito kong course ng UPLB, DS Applied Mathematics. Bago kayo revise lang nito, meron siyang tatlong tracks na pwede kang kunin. Quantitative Management and Decision Science. One application ito guys is that, yung for example, sa airplane, or wag na lang pala sa airplane, sa transportation, gusto mong malaman, may pagkaan siya, in collaboration with transport engineering, pwede kasi yung AMAT, pwede lang sagutin yung problem na ano yung magandang way or structure ng road natin. Okay? Ano magandang structures ng road? Ano dapat yung magandang road connectivity sa Metro Manila to address the traffic problem? Pwede siyang sagutin ng AMAT, okay, or ng operations researcher at saka ng isang transport engineer. So AMAT are very important. Sila din nag-solve ng mga mathematical problems minsan sa companies. Guys, kasi maraming problem sa kumpanya or sa government, sinasagot talaga ng math. Halimbawa, ano bang mas magandang way ng paglagay ng fertilizer? Okay, sa aking kasi ba, may isa kang businessman, agro-entrepreneur ka, meron kang malawak na farm. Gusto mo tignan, ano ba yung mas efficient, yung pinaka-efficient na way para ma-apply ko yung fertilizers ko and pesticide na hindi ako mag-generate ng maraming waste at masisira yung kinita ko. Parang gano'n, mawawala yung kinita ko. AMAT can do that, no, using modeling techniques. Okay? AMAT is also important. Yung AMAT majors natin, ay graduates natin, ay yung iba nag-choose din actuarial science sa insurance. Okay? Sa insurance naman to. So, some executives actually of yung mga Phil-Am Life, Sun Life, Pro Life, Coco Life, Shitty Life, whatever ko namang life na yan, ay graduate yan ng applied math, major in actuarial science. And lastly, yung biomathematics. Ito medyo theoretical siya, medyo lab work to. Pero meron din siya application. For example, yung nangyayari ngayon sa COVID. Yung mga, alam niyo yung mga model, yung prediction ng UP, guys, na nilalabas. For example, iba sabi Roque, tuwang-tuwa siya kasi hindi na-meet ng Pilipinas yung 40K na target. No? Parang baliwala lang yung 40K na tao. No? Yung nilabas na UP na model na 40K, to predict that, yun ay gumamit ng biomathematics actually. And some of our professors are part ng team na yon. Okay, yun yung application ng biomathematics. Pwede rin to, guys, for example, if you are para aquaculture, nasa aquaculture industry ka pala, or meron kang tanim na fish, ano ba yung optimal way, okay, for my fish, no, para mag-grow siya efficiently in the next 3 months? Biomathematics can answer that. Okay? So, hindi siya yung tipong lang, pag sinabing amat, yung math genius ka, na may mahaba kang balbas, yung mga ganong typical na stereotype natin, no? Marami actually amat ang mayaman. Yung friend ko nga ngayon, nasa siya, Shopee, okay, as a home credit, isa siyang risk manager, nag-specialize siya sa actuarial science, tapos nag-master's degree siya sa financial analysis and risk management. Ngayon, nasa nasa home credit siya, kumikita siya na at least 100K every month. Okay, kasi nasa manager na siya, mataas yung pwesto niya. So, yun yung mga possible careers. Ayan, so sana yung iba, no, na lilito na sa gustong kuning career. Okay? Nalilito talaga. Or may idea na kayo kung anong gusto nyo. Ang BS Math naman, guys, is theoretical. Hindi siya yung hindi siya apply, yung hindi siya applied. So usually, yung mga inaaral na yung mga theories sa math, like graphic theory, coding theory, cryptography, yung mga ganyan, yung mga bagay na natin maintindihan. Okay? So, ang mga graduate ng BS Math, guys, ay hindi lang sila, usually kasi ang bagsak ay mga teacher or educator or researcher. Pero guys, huwag niyong yun kasi for example, sa UPLB, yung mga mathematics professor namin, laki ng sweldo. O even yung mga mathematics instructor sa iba't ibang universities, malaki ang sweldo ng mga yan. Eh hindi lang yun sa education, yung iba din nasa industry. May mga mga BS Math graduates na nasa industry, sasagot ng mga problems, nasa risk management, nasa finance part, nasa accounting. Kasi ina-assume, pag mag-BS mathematics ka, magaling ka sa numbers. At saka critical ka mag-isip. That's very important sa BS Math. Okay? Critical thinking. Wala siyang board exam. Okay? Next naman ay BS Mathematics and Science Teaching. Okay? Ito naman ay course na para siyang secondary education. Ang graduates ito ay pwede magturo, no? Or mag-take ng secondary education na licensure exam for teachers, no? For secondary education. So ito yung mga graduates ng BS MST ay teachers. And what is so special about it compared sa BS Secondary Education is that napaka-focus siya sa science. Kasi ang gusto ng BS MST is that yung graduates natin ay hindi lang magaling magturo. Dapat alam din niya yung tinuturo niya. Pwede ka mag-major sa biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. Di ba problema natin ito nung high school tayo ngayon, yung mga grade 12 students, na yung mga iba teachers sa science ay medyo yung parang, boring, hindi magaling magturo. Probably it's because they are good as educators or something like that. Pero yung context ng tinuturo nila ay mali-mali. Yun yung ina-address ng BSMST. Gusto niya, yung teacher natin ng biology, hindi lang magaling magturo, nakakatuwa or masaya. Dapat alam din niya yung tinuturo niya. Meron siyang sapat na theoretical knowledge about biology. Yun yung kagandahan naman ng BSMST. Okay? Ayan. Next naman ay BS Applied Physics. This is also good, no? Good field din to. Wala kaming BS Physics, no? Pero mayroong BS Applied Physics. Hindi lang UPLB to, maraming university nag-offer na Applied Physics. Kasi for BS Physics, wag nyo isipin na lagi ka nasa laboratory lang. Alam niyo yung mga companies like Kodak, HP, yung mga Lenovo na yun, hindi lang computer engineers ang kinukuha nila, hindi lang ECE, hindi lang EE. Kumukuha din sila ng BS Applied Physics, no? Kasi yung mga BS Applied Physics ng UPLB, UP Diliman, and other universities like LaSalle, yung meron silang specialization. For example, sa UPLB, meron siyang computational physics, merong experimental physics, may instrumentation. Yung instrumentation kasi ito yung mga gumagawa ng instrument. For example, sa UPLB ngayon, isa sa mga kinitignan nila ay yung mga drones. Alam niyo yung drone, yung mga unmanned aerial vehicle. Ano yung mga application nila, gumagawa sila ng mga ganon. I mean, nagpa-program sila on how to make these drones, no, more beneficial sa tao. Yun yung mga projects ng BS Applied Physics. Marami pong pwedeng puntahan. Isa na dun ay data scientist. Isa rin to sa mga in-demand ngayon, data scientist, yung nag-a-analyze ng mga big data or metadata o anumang klase ng data. Okay, marami naghahanap ng data scientist ngayon, actually. And you can take that, but you can be a data scientist, no, by taking BS Applied Physics or BS Applied Math or BS Math. Okay? Next, this is my favorite course. Of course, ito yung pinakagusto ko. Siyempre, bio ako. Actually, guys, pinagmamayabang namin lagi sa UPLB na BS Biology ng UPLB ang pinakamagaling sa bansa. For the reason that kami may pinakamalaking number ng faculty at kami din naman pinakamaraming ino-offer na courses. Meron kaming courses na human genetics, cave ecology, biology of marine mammals, animal behavior. Meron din kami for bioinformatics. Meron din kami for, quantitative ecology, environmental management, food microbiology, industrial microbiology. Ang raming courses na pwede pagpilian. Hundreds of courses, guys. At sa UP Diliman, just to give you a background, wala pang 50 yung courses nila doon. Okay? Or even in LaSalle and Ateneo. So, kung gusto mo mas diverse na biology, punta ka sa UPLB. Pero guys, isa sa mga isa sa courses sa buong Pilipinas na common talaga ang bio. Halos lahat ng state universities ay may BS Biology. Now, laging sinasabi, pag BS Bio ka, ang iniisip lagi, pag BS Bio, magbe-med. Hindi yun ganon. Sa UPLB, halimbawa, meron kang 8 possible courses or major options, sorry. Pag botany ka guys sa plants, hindi ka lang, pwede din siyang pre-med actually, no? Meron iba sa aming graduates na expert sa herbal medicine. Yung iba naman ay ornamental plants, expert sa ornamental plants. Yung iba naman ay researcher. Marami siyang application. Cell molecular biology, ilan sa amin ay nag-med ngayon, graduates ng cell molecular biology, nagme-med, tapos nag-PhD sila sa molecular medicine. Yung iba naman guys ay expert, no, or nasa industry, nasa mga biotech companies, sa molecular companies. An example, alam nyo yung vaccines, of course. Yung vaccine guys, ang gumagawa nun, hindi lang naman mga medical doctors, ang gumagawa nun ay virologists and even molecular biologists. Okay? May iba na sa pharmaceutical company, yung nagkakandak ng mass testing minsan, or ng COVID testing, yung iba doon ay molecular biologists. Kasi molecular testing yung ginagawa. Okay? Pag ecology naman, this is the best field naman if you want to be an environmental scientist, kasi sa environment ka. Genetics naman, one good career na pa sa genetics ay yung forensic science, o yung forensic geneticist. Alam niyo ba sa bansa, guys, kulang tayo ng forensic geneticist. Kunti lang sila. Okay? Kaya yun sa Yolanda nga, di ba 6,000 yung namatay doon at meron pang thousands na hindi na may determine na bangkay. It's because wala tayong forensic geneticist to handle all those remains. Ginagamit din ng forensic genetics for crime investigation, for criminal investigation. So it's an emerging field. Iba ding geneticists guys ay nasa molecular genetics, iba ay nasa biomedical genetics. So maraming career. Microbiology guys, meron tayong certification program for microbiologists. Meron tinatawag na registered microbiologists. And actually meron ang pending bill ngayon no, para gawin na siyang licensure exam. So yun, common din siya na field. Okay? Next, systematics. Ito naman yung taxonomy. Ito yung discover ng mga new species. Okay? Usually, yung mga career ng systematics ay nasa laboratories, sa researches, nasa museum. Kung napuntahan nyo na sa Maynila yung Museum of Natural History, yung mga preserved specimens doon, yung history ng mga yung scientific name na yun, ang nag-handle nun ay systematist. At napaka-rare namin. Ako ito kasi sa mga field ko rin. Rare kami mga systematist, no? Kunti lang kami, endangered kami, kumbaga. Wildlife biology din, ito yung mga nag-aaral ng mga Philippine Eagle, okay, mga ibang garis namin nasa mga Manila Zoo, o kaya sa Avilon Zoo, sa Philippine Eagle Foundation. Yung iba ay nandun sa Palawan, nag-aaral ng kakatu, o kaya ng pangolin. Yung iba naman is ay wildlife photographer. Yung iba naman ay marine ecologist or marine biologist. So marami siyang field, hindi lang men. And of course, zoology, marami din, no? Field for this. So pwede ka maging parasitologist, etc. So sa nalawakan natin yung pagtingin sa bio, hindi lang talaga siya for medicine. Okay? For BS Chem naman guys, karamihan ng career talaga dito ay sa laboratory, hindi lang sa government lab or research lab, pati sa laboratory sa industries. Okay? Ito yung mga iba't ibang fields. Maganda rin ang BS Chem. I would like to recommend yung BS Chemistry, no? Ng UP Diliman at saka Ateneo. Ang ganda kasi ng laboratories nila. Okay, compared sa UPLB. And even UP Manila din. Pero magkakaiba kasi, kung gusto mo mag-focus guys sa agricultural chemistry, food chemistry, nanotechnology, mag-UPLD ka. Pero kung gusto mo ng industrial chemistry, environmental chemistry, yung mga ganong branches ng chemistry, punta ka ng UP Diliman. If you want to do sa yung parang branch ng chemistry that related sa health or medicine, mas maganda mag-UP Manila ka. Okay? O gusto mo ng chemistry may kinalaman sa fisheries or ocean sciences or marine science, mag-UP Visayas ka. So, iba-iba yung forte ng bawat universities. Okay? Maganda rin pala ang chemistry at saka biology guys ng UST. Okay? At may licensure exam sila for chemists at saka chemical technicians. Okay? Now, guys, ano ba ang kinakaiba ng computer science sa computer engineering? There are two different fields. No? Pwede mong sabihin na ang computer science, guys, ay medyo mas theoretical. Okay, more on programming siya. Programming, more on software, I mean application ng computer knowledge, yung mga theories ng computer. For computer engineering kasi it's more on developing, designing softwares and hardwares. For example, sa computer engineering, kung gusto mong gumawa ng yung parang computer aspect na isang microchip, o kaya gusto mong gumawa ng bagong hardware or bagong software, mag-computer engineering ka. But if you want to do modeling using computer technology or artificial intelligence o AI natin, o kaya data science, mas maganda mag-BS Computer Science ka. Okay, magkaiba kasi sila. Okay, ang BS Computer Science ay 4 years lang. Ang Computer Engineering ay 5 years in sum, pero ngayon ginawa na rin ng 4 years ng engineering sa UPLB at Diliman. Okay? Ito yung mga possible courses na pwede mong kunin. Guys, meron din silang interesting talaga na field, yung computer graphics nga. Di ba may animation lab na nga sa UPLB, so maganda siyang field. Maganda rin guys ang computer science no, ng Lasal, Mapua, Ateneo. Okay, ganda kasi ng facilities nila. One good emerging field ng computer science kasi artificial intelligence. No? Maganda siyang field, yung gumagawa ng robots or ng mga equipments na automated na siya. Okay? At ang laki din ng investment ng government for that, UST. Next, best statistics. Lagi sinasabi pag best statistics, ang iniisip lagi birth certificate. Sila yung mga nag-i-issue ng birth certificate, nagkakandak ng survey. Hindi ganon. Ang best statistics ay malawak. Anything to do with data or analysis or anything to do with data. Okay? Kung gusto maging data scientist, maganda ang best statistics. Okay, best statistics din ay pwede mag-specialize later on to econometrics, use economics, yung mga economic data, pag-analyze na economic data, sa kanila yon. Yung mga COVID-19 statistics, yung mga data ng birth rate, death rate, sa kanila yon. Kasi ang raming data na ina-handle ngayon, in demand actually ang statistics. Wala pa akong friend na BS stat na unemployed, no? Halos lahat sila may trabaho kaagad kasi ang raming nga naghahanap ng statistics. Sa mga projects, guys, ang magandang kasi pag stat ka, pwede ka mag-part-time. For example, trabahador ka na sa isang kumpanya, pwede ka mag-part-time sa mga research project na kayo magkakandak ng physical analysis ng data nila. May part-time na kaya malaki ang kita nila. It's a good course. Meron sa Diliman, meron sa LB. I don't know kung ano pa yung mga university na mayroong best statistics, but it's a good course. Okay? Ang UPLB ay Center of Excellence. BA Sociology then, guys, is a good field. Okay? For pre-law. Maganda siyang pre-law. Okay? If you want to be a lawyer talaga na pangmasa, yung panglipunan. It's good kapag alam mo yung social dynamics. For example, nang inaaral kasi ng base sociology, yung social change, industrial sociology, kay kung paano yung social interaction ng tao sa community. Meron din silang inaaral dyan about family relations, childhood, no? About childhood. Okay? Marami siyang field. And isa sa mga gusto kong interested field of sociology, no? Hindi lang ng UPLB, pati ng kahit anong universities, that yung tinatawag na science, technology, and society, kung paano tatanggapin ng lipunan yung isang technology. May maraming ganun part. Actually, DOST is hiring a lot of sociology students. And of course, ang sociology din guys ay na-hire din ng mga taga-DSWD, NGOs. Okay? Kung gusto mo magtrabaho sa UN, sa UNICEF, okay, yung mga UN agencies, international agencies, World Food Program, magandang course ang BA Sociology. Ito yung lagi pupunta talaga sa lipunan, sa grassroots, sa mga communities. Okay? Kung gusto mo ng ganong work. Next naman ay DevCo. Ito naman isa sa mga pinakamagandang course ng UPLB. Actually, ang UPLB ang pioneer, no? Sa BS Developmental Communication sa Philippines at saka sa Asia. Okay? Anong kinaiba niyan sa mass communication? Guys, ang developmental communication kasi, it's like, how will you communicate, okay, yung mga resources or yung data or yung mga knowledge, no, for development purposes. Halimbawa, sa COVID-19, guys, di mo may problema ang DOH or government sa pag-communicate, no, ng mga nangyayari. Okay, health communication is one of the branches ng developmental communication. How will you present yung data mo, okay, sa ng cases sa masa? Siyempre, hindi mo naman pwede sabihin na person revival rate, person recovery, whatsoever, na hindi naman intindihan ng tao. So, paano mo siya i-layman? Yun yung mga tinatakal ng DevCom. Okay, mayroon siya iba't ibang specialization, no? Developmental broadcast, ito yung parang sa radyo. Kung babalita ka ng bagong technology nangyayari sa society, sa government. Pwede rin developmental journalism, yung mga investigative reporting. You know, Sol Aragones, yung isang broadcaster na congresswoman ng UPLB. Yun, ito yung tinapos niya, BS Developmental Communication. As well as educational communication, kung paano i-improve yung educational system. Isa sa mga inaaral nila, e-learning. Paano ba gawing maayos ang e-learning program ng country? Ready na ba tayo? Yun yung mga sinasagot nila. Meron din silang multimedia design. Okay? Isa rin to emerging field. Know how to make videos, how to make animations, how to make printed materials. No? Sila yung gumagawa minsan ng mga brochures ng mga government agency para iparating yung knowledge na meron sa mga tao para magamit nila. Okay? And of course, yung planning, production, and management and reportage. No? Yun yung mga, ilan sa mga pwedeng gawin ng DevCo. Actually, some of our alumni ay nasa development sector talaga. Yung iba ay nasa DNR, DOJ, DOST. Sila yung nagmamanage ng Facebook accounts, social media communication aspect. Yung iba naman ay science reporter, science journalist. Yung iba naman ay marketing expert. So marami siyang pwedeng puntahan. And even, actually, it's a good prelo din. And meron nga kami alumni ng DevCom na kilala ko ngayon na nasa foreign service na sector, nasa DFA. Pwede ka kasi maging ambassador later on kapag DevCom graduate ka. So marami siyang career. Hindi ko i-discuss yung mga engineering courses kasi nabanggit na ni Benson. Pero gusto ko lang i-emphasize sa electrical engineering ng UPLB, guys. Naka-under na dun yung electronic engineering, computer engineering, and power engineering. So sa energy sector siya, mayroon dyan, nakalagay na yan sa BSE na UPLB. Hindi ko di-discuss yan. Next, BS Agricultural Applied Economics. Kasi BS Economics is a good course, no? Pero it's different from Applied Economics. Again, pag BS Economics is theoretical. Pag Applied Economics, yun nga, application siya na economics sa iba't ibang field. Ito yung mga possible na pwede mong specialize pag nasa UPLD ka. Meron din Applied Economics sa ibang universities. I think meron ito sa GP Diliman and even PUP. So, pag Applied Economics, guys, expected na you will work in the economic sector, sa economic industries. For example, sa NEDA, pag government, or kaya sa mga companies, nag-hire din sila ng Applied Economics, no, sa team nila. Okay, to understand yung marketing processes, pricing processes, or yung mga operations ng kumpanya. Okay, or sa cooperative. Ito yung mga possible career. It's a good course, no? Okay. Iba naman siya sa agribusiness management and entrepreneurship. May tanong lang ako, ano pinagkaiba ng BS Accountancy, BS Business Administration, BS Business Management, yung mga ganong course? Kasi pag BS Accountancy kasi, it's more on the financial aspect, kung paano yung audit, kaya nga accounting siya. Paano yung audit, kung paano i-check yung mga financial transaction. It's more on the more on yung financial processes, yun yung sa accountancy. Pero ngayon meron ding mga accounting no na hindi lang sa pera, pwede rin siya sa operations. So marami siyang aspect. So pa accountancy ka, or so pwede ka maging accountant or certified public accountant. Pero kapag business management ka, hindi ka pwede maging accountant. Okay? Ibang aspect na yon. If you want to be a business executive or manager sa isang kumpanya, maganda mag-business management ka. Okay? Ito naman agri-business management entrepreneurship, mas focus lang siya sa agriculture na aspect. Alam niyo, Enchanted Kingdom, yung may-ari nun ni graduate ng course na to sa UTLB. Okay? Basta pag graduate ka ng course na to, marami ka matutunan sa management. Actually, maganda din siyang pre-law kasi meron silang course about business law, okay, business policy, okay, at iba pang aspeto ng management. Okay? Ayun. So, yun. Economics, ito yung mga possible career. Medyo theoretical lang siya. Usually ang career ng mga economics graduate ay nasa sa research sector na hindi lang ng government, pati ng companies. For example, isa kang water company, economics can understand kung maganda ba mag-invest sa ganitong field, kung maganda bang magtayo pa ng additional water utility parang facility, parang gano'n. Something like that. Okay, they can help in that. So, yung isang course na gusto ko i-promote, BS Forestry, kasi wala ganong kumukuha. Kasi pag sinabi BS Forestry, hindi sila taga-gubat ka. Ang inaaral ng BS Forestry ay malawak. Maraming BS Forestry sa schools, pero number one ay sa Philippines, sorry. Maraming BS Forestry schools sa Philippines, pero ang pinaka-magaling, or number one, based on licensure at saka sa research productivity, guys, ay UPLB. Ito yung mga possible, possible na pupuntahan. Some of our graduates are actually nasa wood sector, pag-develop na wood products, yung mga tiles na wooden, or mga plywood. Yung iba naman nasa logging operation, logging or tree plantation. I mean, legal na logging. Okay? May iba naman ay nasa watershed management, nasa DNR, etc. Okay? Yun. So, yun yung mga possible courses. Malawak ang pupunta niyo. Natural Resources Management kasi ito. Okay. Some are actually working then sa international organization like UNEP, IUCN, yung mga international environmental agencies. Okay. So, malawak ang pwede mong puntahan dyan. Okay. Ito yung isang magandang course. Maganda itong pre-med at pre-law. Magandang pre-med yung kanilang family development. Kasi meron silang courses, guys, na may kinalaman. If you want to take specialist later on sa pediatrics, or sa family medicine, maganda ang best human ecology, major in family development. Tinitignan kasi nila yung psychological, physiological, and biological aspect ng pamilya. Okay, yung child development, yung relationships ng pamilya. Okay, so yung pwede pati yung sa to do with child education, okay, relationship na mag-asawa, pag-aging process, pagtanda, tinatakal yan ng major in family development. Pag human settlements planning naman ang major mo, guys, maganda kang, pwede ka mag-environmental planner. At guys, in demand sila ngayon kasi nga, mayroon ang Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. So, naghahanap sila ng mga urban planners or environmental planners. So, yung nagmamanage ng, saan ko ba ilalagay itong park na to? Tama ba yung pagtayo ng 6-story na building sa lugar na to? Something like that. Okay, sila yung in charge doon. Social technology naman, guys, ay good career for sa mga gusto sa mga societal works, community works, or developmental works, yung mga nasa lipunan, okay? Yung nasa aid or humanitarian worker. Kung gusto mo sa Philippine Red Cross, it's a good career. Ayan. Okay? Nutrition naman is a good pre-med din kasi pag nutrition graduate ka, nutritionist ka na, pwede ka pa maging medical doctor later on. Pero guys, kung hindi ka naman mag-med, okay lang. Kasi licensed nutritionist ay in demand. Lalo ngayon na uso na ngayon kasi papapayat, yung mga ibang tao ay na parang tinitignan nila yung kanilang health status, yung kanilang nutritional status, parang gano'n. No? So, it's a good course. And meron silang course, guys, na may kinalaman sa culinary science, how to prepare food. Karamihan ng Nutri-Friends na kilala ko kasi magaling magluto. Kasi meron silang courses about it. How to prepare meals. Legit, no? Actually, ang nutrition sa UPLD nga, mayroon silang sariling cafeteria eh. Binebenta nila yung mga products nila minsan, no? It's a good course, actually, yon. Vet med, last ay second to those sa to. Vet med guys ay veterinary medicine. Maganda rin to guys sa vet med. Yung nga lang 6 years siya. Okay? Matagal. So, pero guys, pag sinabing vet med, hindi lang to doktor ng aso at pusa. Doktor to ng lahat ng hayop, including parasites. Alam niyo yung mga sa horse racing, yung pag-aalaga ng mga kabayo, guys, vet med na kinukuha. Dahil ang laki ng sweldo nila. Okay? Pati yung sa pag-aalaga ng aso, hindi ba yung napakauso ng animal welfare? So parang pag may sakit yung aso mo, parang gusto mo na ipunta sa isang doktor, vet med ang dapat mong kunin. Hindi lang yun guys, pati sa poultry industry, okay, sa livestock, yung pag-improve ng chicken, pag may swine flu, may avian flu, vet med ang nag-aaral nun. Kaya yung si Lolo, yung pinakamalaking buhaya sa buong mundo, ay nag-autopsy doon taga UPLB, no? Vet med yun. So marami siyang aspect. Pati sa ibon, meron din yung wildlife medicine, yung mga Philippine eagle, mga turtles na stranded, yung mga mga whales na may sakit na stranded, kaya nag-aasikaso. In demand siya. It's a good career actually. And later on, pwede ka mag-specialize pa, pwede ka maging marine zoologist, parasitologist, etc. Sila din nag-aaral ngayon ng coronavirus galing bats and pangolin kasi may kinalaman sa hayop. So malawak. So yun nga lang 6 years. Okay? 6 years siya. So it's fulfilling. At least pa after 6 years, doctor ka na. Sabi ka nila guys, mas mahirap ang vet med kaysa sa medical doctor eh. Kasi pag daw yung tao masakit ang ulo, sabi niya, Doc, masakit ang ulo ko. Eh yung aso kaya, pag may sakit, sabihin sa'yo, gagawin lang siya. So hindi ko kayang mahirap mag-diagnose. At alam niyo, yung mga kwento ng vet med namin guys, nag-dissect talaga sila na kung ano-anong hayop. Pag vet med ka, kailangan mo mag-dissect ng kabayo, ng kalapate, even ng ipis. So marami. Okay? At masasanay din kayo later on. Okay? So yun yung mga courses ng UPLB. So marami pang courses, no? You can also check yung website. Like for example, BS Clothing Technology ng UPLB. Ay lang ng UP Diliman. It's a non-quota course. Isa rin siyang magandang course. Kung gusto mong gumawa ng damit na pag sinuot mo, papayat ka, something like that. Sila yung mga may expertise doon. Meron din of course yung mga courses like psychology, at iba pa. So kung meron kayo tanong doon, we will try to answer no, sa open forum. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat.
Wow, thank you so much, Sir John Paulo, Sir Kids, for that very informative presentation. So, though most of the courses are courses offered by UPLB, but I believe that these courses share the same courses sa ibang universities natin. So, at least you had a background or a glimpse of what it is to get this course, etc. So, thank you so much. Now, to show our appreciation to our 3 guest speakers, we are to present certificate of appreciation. So allow me to read the citation. So for our certificate of appreciation is given to Hope Lanica Bautista, Engineer Venson Kai, John Paulo Cutoriano for wholeheartedly sharing their expertise for Talas Career Talk webinar for grade 12 students. July 18, 2020 from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Signed, Lena Riza Mercurio, co-founder, Tala Tutorial and Academic Learning Center. So again, thank you so much to our speakers. Let's give them a virtual clap. At this point, we would like to remind everyone who would like to take part or who would like to vie for the Tala Scholar Award or the Tala Scholar to please go find virtual assistant. Again, the name of the participant is virtual assistant, and then send the following details: name, school, general average, and then why are you deserving to win. And then tomorrow we will be posting on our Facebook page who will be the winner. So please don't go yet because you will still be having our open forum. So again, for our pretest, we have a free pretest. Again, this is a free pretest. So this is a free pretest which will be held on July 25. This is a Saturday. This is open for everyone. So please visit our page for more updates regarding the time and the details. Why choose Tala? Please watch this.
I've been told that the fire's old, and when stars are in line, the weeper, we would know.
Again, please don't go yet. We still have our open forum. We still have our open forum. So thank you so much for that presentation. For our participants this afternoon, please be reminded that you can write a review for our page. Please, please, please. If you have, or if you were entertained, if you were informed, or if you gained something about this presentation, our career talk, please, 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 kindly leave us a review, kindly leave us a recommendation on our Facebook page. Thank you. For our open forum, I guess you may simply write your questions in our chat box sent to everyone, and then we will be reading their questions, and probably our speakers or one of our speakers can answer your question. Again, thank you so much to our speakers, Engineer Kai, Ms. Nika, and Sir Kits, for sharing their expertise for this career talk. So again, this is our open forum. If you have questions, anything, kindly post your questions in our chat box, and our speakers will answer your questions. Again, we would like to thank everyone who have participated in this afternoon's career talk. Please, please, if you were very convinced, or if you were very delightful of what happened or what has transpired this afternoon, please leave us a recommendation or review on our page. So question, will the recording be posted? Oh, kasi hindi niya naabutan si engineer. So will the recording be posted? I think this was answered by the host, and the answer to that is yes. Yes po, it will be posted. Question from Raven Balingit. The question is this. Wait, I'll mute. Okay. Lahat po ba ng engineering courses gumagamit ng CAD? If hindi po lahat, may iilan po bang engineering courses gumagamit po ng CAD? Is Sir Venson still with us? Probably he can answer this question. Sir Venson. So,
Hello?
tinatanong niya. Yes, Sir Venson. Thank you. So, he is asking if lahat daw ba ng engineering courses ay gumagamit ng CAD? So, if hindi po lahat, may iilan po bang engineering courses gumagamit po ng CAD?
Hello, thank you, Raven, for the question. I believe, based from my knowledge, almost all engineering or almost all engineering courses are required to take CAD classes or yung katawag nating AutoCAD classes, no? For example, sa UPLB, since doon ako nag-undergrad, all courses, kahit IE, chemical engineering, agricultural engineering, lahat yan are required matuto gumamit ng CAD. Now, kung ang tinutukoy mo is parang more on specialized CAD, so bawat field naman yan kasi ang tinuturo lang sa atin, ang tinuturo lang is how to use or how to, ano ba yan? Yung mga basic functions or basic operations lang sa CAD. How to draw a line, how to draw a rectangle, how to make 3D, etc. Ngayon, depende na sa pinaka-course natin. Halimbawa ako, as civil engineer or former civil engineering student, ginagamit ko yung CAD pagdating sa designing of different structures such as houses, bridges, roads, sa ibang subject ko na. So ngayon, going back to your question, ituturo yung CAD as a general, pero hindi ituturo paano gumawa ng bahay, paano gumawa ng ganito. Ang ituturo lang is yung fundamental, how to draw lines, how to draw rectangle, how to draw circle, then kung paano siya mabubuo bilang bahay, nasa ibang subjects yun na yun. Pero yes, technically, lahat ng engineering courses required magkaroon ng CAD subject.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Venson, for that insight. Do we have questions? Possible po ba mag-take ng STEM-related courses if ABM ang strand? from Ashley Kaisip. Possible po ba mag-take ng STEM-related courses if ABM ang strand?
Hello, can I answer?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, sir.
Yes, you can take, no? So as of now, wala pa namang strict policy kami. Lahat ng universities about this. Gawa nga ng bago pala ng P12. Kapag ABM ka, you can take STEM courses. Kapag kahit anong, basta hindi nagmamatter yung strand mo sa kung anong course na kukunin mo sa majority ng courses. Although, may mga ilang university po or schools na medyo may konting strict lang, pero i-check na lang natin. Pero for example, sa UP, walang ganong, sa UP, Ateneo, or LaSalle, or I think even PUP, walang strict na ganong rule. Okay? Pero saka may mga ibang universities naman, for example, if you are sa UPLB, or sa UPLB, for example, kung ikaw ay ABM, tapos ano ipasa mong course, let's say biology, kailangan mo mag-undergo ng bridging program. Summer bridging program, bibigyan ka ng summer bridging program para ma-address yung gap sa knowledge. Okay? Para pag nag-college ka na, hindi ka mawala. So may ganong aspeto rin. So again guys, hindi nagmamatter ang, in general in most courses guys, hindi nagmamatter ang strand mo sa anong course na kukunin mo. Pero of course may advantage yun. Okay? Advantage.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Kids, for that. Next question. This is a pre-med, so probably Ms. Hope can answer this for us. Which pre-med courses offer good fallbacks? Decent job opportunities in case going med does not work out.
Okay. I don't know what you might qualify as decent job opportunities, but like I said, any course kasi can be a pre-med course. So if you're an engineer, nag-pre-med ka, nag-med ka, it doesn't work out, you can still be an engineer. For the parang medically related naman, lahat naman, I can't speak for all. Sa public health nga, like I said, you can go into a lot of, marami kang pwedeng puntahan. So, pwede ka rin maging medtech. Hindi ko rin nasabi, pero pwede kang mag-medtech, pwede kang maging researcher, pwede kang mag-public health service, ganyan. Pag nursing, pwede ka pa rin mag-nurse. Kapag, ano ba mga courses yun? Medtech. It will depend sa pre-med course mo din na kinuha mo kung ano yung mga pwede mong puntahan doon. Kasi, yun nga, if med doesn't work out, balik ka lang din sa pre-med course mo. Yun. May mga friends ako na nag-try for 1 year, they didn't really like it, or nakita na lang hindi nila calling yun. Mga chemist, naging chemist na lang din talaga sila. Kasi registered chemist naman sila before. Chemistry na sila. Iba, pero usually yun meron din akong bio friend. Yeah, bio, tapos nag-go into forensics naman siya kasi yun talaga yung gusto niya. So, yeah, it will depend sa pre-med course mo din kung ano yung magiging fallback mo. So, pero I think almost anything naman, pwede namang maging good fallback.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hope. Again, we have engineering questions. One from David and the other one from Alan. So, from David, which university is best for civil engineering po na mababa ang tuition fee? And the second question is, gusto ko po kasi mag-take ng geodetic engineering. Saan yung best school for that?
Hello? So, punta muna tayo dun sa civil engineering. Syempre, hindi na ako lalayo. Yung two public schools na nangunguna in the field of civil engineering in terms of board exam is the UP Diliman and UP Los Baños. So normally, nagpapalitan lang yung dalawang yon. Yun yung in terms of tuition fee. But there are also other state university or state colleges na nag-excel sa civil engineering field kahit free tuition sila, such as PLM or Pamantasan Lungsod ng Maynila. If you're taga-Visayas, Ball Island, I'm sorry, nakalimutan ko yung full name, basta parang Ball Island something State University. Then if you can afford siguro, you might consider taking civil engineering in LaSalle, Mapua. They are also good schools. Pagdating naman sa geodetic engineering, punta ulit tayo sa public. So I think one of the best public schools pagdating sa geodetic engineering is UP Diliman. First considering yung board exam performance and pagiging tuition free nila. Then kung kaya naman mag-shout out ng onte, I think Adamson University has a good geodetic engineering program too.
Can I
Again,
add then? Ay, sorry.
again, I cannot answer or I cannot enumerate lahat ng schools. Ito lang yung mga sa personal opinion ko. After all, you can Google all these schools that offer these programs and courses.
Ayun. Can I add din, ma'am, sa ma'am kung sino ka man to, sa
Teacher
aking moderator?
Rax.
Ay, teacher Rax
Yes.
ka pala doon. Ay, teacher Rax. Teacher Rax, can I
Yes.
add doon? Na yung mga engineering courses, guys, ay covered din ng DOST. Scholarship and other scholarship, even yung sa SM, OWA, and RBC. Maraming scholarship program for engineering courses. So, for example, kung gusto mo talaga ng quality, tas ayaw mo sa State University, sa Adamson, UE, etc. Meron sila engineering programs, guys, na covered naman ng scholarship programs na meron tayo. So, pwede din siyang tignan. Yun lang.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question is for Teacher Hope. To Miss Hope, saan po magandang mag-aral ng nutrition?
Hindi kasi ako nutri eh. Pero yung mga kaklase ko na nasa med school ngayon na nutri, UP Diliman sila graduates. So, hindi ko din kasi memorize. Ang dami kasing pre-med courses talaga, guys. I'm so sorry. Hindi ko alam lahat ng courses din. But, yun nga, for the people I know, graduate sila ng UP Diliman. Yes, mga siguro 3 or 4 sila na nasa med school ngayon. Tapos may nag-ask kung dun sa biology schoolmate ko, I'm not sure kung she will take a new course, but I know yung kino-consider niya na parang field ngayon is forensics. May mga courses na nag-offer ng forensics, I think. Di ko din sure kung ano yung mga schools. I'm sorry. Yan.
Can I answer that?
Sige.
Ay, sige.
Sige, go.
Ay, sa forensic ang UP Diliman ay meron silang MS Genetics, MS Biology. So you can specialize sa forensic science. Dina-develop pa lang kasi nila yung MS Forensic Science nila, pero the UP Diliman offers that course. Pwede din sa UP Manila, pwede ka doon mag-MS. I'm not sure kung anong specific, para meron silang master's degree. Pero kung BS talaga, yung Bachelor Science degree, meron isang school yata nag-offer lately, no? Pero I don't know kung maganda yung quality. Pero kung gusto mo ng course, parang specific course, wala sa UP system. Ang pinakamalapit talaga ay BS Biology. Kailangan mo mag-masters later on to be a forensic scientist. Ayun. So, yun yung kay Miss Manzano.
Tapos, sagutin ko na lang itong si Raven. Meron din akong batchmate ngayon na engineer nga siya. Definitely, nahirapan siyang mag-adjust din kasi hindi siya nagkaroon ng mga pre-med, mga clinical subjects, ganyan. But lahat naman actually ng people mag-a-adjust talaga sa med, kahit med-related ka. Magle-level din yung playing field, kumbaga, once you go into the hospital, lahat kayo maninibago. So, part din talaga yon. Siguro mas mahirapan lang siya than others, pero I wouldn't say na hindi niya kakayanin kasi na-promote naman siya until now. So, yun. Kung gusto mo talagang mag-med, go for it.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. Let's have for Sir Jensen again. For chemical engineering po, meron po ba akong need na malaman before mag-take ng course or sets, CET?
Hello po. For the chemical engineering, I believe, or in general, kahit hindi lang chemical engineering yung iti-take mo, no, mostly nung schools natin ngayon is meron silang tinatawag ng ito mga college entrance exams, no? Sa mga CETs natin, hindi naman yung exam hindi naman siya customized sa mga gusto lang na chemical engineers, gusto lang maging civil engineers or what type of engineers, etc. But in general principle natin, when taking up CETs or college exams, ang expected natin is mataas sumpa natin sa sciences and mathematics. Sciences and mathematics. So, kung yung target mo sa CETs is any engineering, personally, I think yun yung dapat mo mag-focus on. Mathematics and also, gusto ko lang na magdagdag doon sa question kanina about engineering graduate taking a different line of fields such as medicine, ganyan. So I have this friend, nagtitake siya ng law ngayon. Obviously, since yung college course niya is more on engineering technical, sumasabak siya ngayon sa law kung saan mas maraming batikan sa kanya kasi mga social science graduate, philosophy, political science, etc. Pero in the end, it didn't matter kasi nga, uh, kung hindi man ganun yung background mo, so kung hindi man maging ganun yung background mo, sabi nga ni Miss Hope kanina, is eventually mag-even out naman yung playing field mo. So kung halimbawa hindi ka social science graduate, pag nandun ka na sa field ng law, or halimbawa kung hindi ka medicine graduate, tapos nag-medicine ka, you will still take the same subjects pa rin naman. Pero ikaw, since alam mong at disadvantage ka, as a student, you must, kumbaga, double yung magiging effort na i-exert mo para maka-keep up dun sa mga classmates mo. So, yun lang po.
Okay, so we have maraming pending questions, but again, we need to end our meeting very soon. So probably we can answer about 3 last questions po tayo. So may question po dito, Sir Kits, probably you can answer this. Lahat po ba ng courses required ng thesis or research?
Hindi Sa ibang schools, may yung mga requirements nila ay instead of thesis, instead of thesis, meron silang practicum or meron silang parang practicum or special problem. At yung iba na bang universities, ang thesis nila ay by group. Pero what can I speak ay sa UPLB, ngayon nung nirevise ang curriculum, lahat na ng courses ay kailangan kang mag-research, no? Pwede siyang tawagin as thesis, pwede siyang tawagin as tawag dito, what's this? Special problem. Yung engineering courses nga ng UPLB, mas silang tinatawag na innovationeering, something like that. So, may ganong aspect na ngayon. Okay, pero hindi lahat. It depends on the program. Pero wag kang matakot kasi this is very important, no, in developing your skills. Can I answer na rin, Ma'am Teacher Rax, yung next na question, anong best program when it comes to management?
Yes, please.
Ako, ang tinutukoy natin ay management sa business. Of course, BS Business Administration or BS Business Management. Pwede mo i-take yung UP Diliman na yung hybrid course nila na BS Business Administration and Accountancy. 4.5 years yon tinetake. So, business ad ka na, pwede ka pa sa, business ad ka na, at the same time, accountant ka na. But if you're talking about public management or public administration, syempre ang best pa rin ay BS Public Administration. You can also take legal management. Depende kasi kung ano yung gusto mong i-manage. Okay? So, iba-iba naman. For example, if you want sa industrial management, yung human systems, processes, operations, what can I suggest is BS Industrial Engineering. Meron sila doon specialization sa human systems engineering, production processes, etc. Production, yung mga ganun. So, pero yun yung mga, depende sa kung anong gusto mong i-manage. Okay, yun po. Ano pa, Teacher Rax?
Okay.
Pa ba tayo?
So, I think that will be all. Thank you so much, Sir Kids. Okay. Miss Hope, there's a question. Pagka neurosurgery po ang kukuning specialization, would psychology be a good choice?
Grabe, you're so far ahead na. You are already thinking of specialization. Ako, hindi ko pa alam. But for specialization kasi, siguro bigyan ko lang kayo ng quick timeline of what's going to happen sa specialization. 4 years muna or 5 years ng med school, saka pa, board exam, saka ka pa mag-go into residency yung mga yan. So for neurosurgeon, I think surgery ata muna. You have to be a surgeon first bago ka mag-subspecialty into neurosurgeon. Yun. So, may mga, I'm not sure, kasi ito kasing subject na hindi ko gusto, neuro. I'm sorry. Pero meron atang, dito yung direct program na dire-diretso na, pero meron ata yung mga program na hiwalay muna. Maging surgery ka muna, maging surgeon ka muna, and then different pa yung neurosurgeon na subspec. Pero meron ata yung mga hospitals na nag-offer ng diretso na. Yun. So, as per psych, as a pre-med course, yun nga, I have friends na psych majors. Medyo nahirapan lang sila sa first year kasi ay mga anatomy, may mga biochemistry, ganyan. But naging scholar naman yung friend ko. So, naging okay yung grades niya. Tapos sabi ko nga, yung one of the batches, ang top nila is psychology. So, okay din mag-psych. And syempre yun, meron ka ding pwedeng maging advantageous din sa'yo once you take up the psychology subjects na iti-take nyo. Yan.
Okay. So that concludes our career talk for this afternoon. Again, let us give our virtual cap for Sir Vincent Kai, Miss Hope Bautista, and Sir John Paulo Kitoriano. So thank you so much for attending this afternoon's career talk. Again, if you want to be a Tala scholar, kindly follow the details that can be seen on our page. We will gladly welcome you to our Tala Next Batch program. Free pretest, free pretest. So pretest will happen on July 25. So this is for free and it is open for everyone.
Teacher
Big
Rax,
thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Teacher Rax, can I say lang, kung sa mga pending questions na di namin nasagot, maybe they can message our page.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
tapos kung na natin nasagot. Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much. Again, we're very sorry if we're not able to answer all of your questions. So